Hello everyone, and welcome back to the life and suffering of me playing this game. Last time, in chapter 3, we got shoehorned into becoming a lot less, then being captured, interrogated, tortured, and becoming a spy. So let's see where we are heading in chapter 4. 20 years old, youth. Interesting, because childhood and adolescence were both 80 years, but youth is only 40 years. Yet it shows the same amount of time passed, or whatever this is, which makes me think that this also might be a lower amount of time. Because I have absolutely no idea how long this chapter will be. We will see. Maybe this video will be longer than usual.
A full adult now, I returned from the capital a changed man. Yet, my hometown was not the same as I had left it. Fate had difficult times in store for all of us.
Chapter 4, Peacetime. Let's see how peaceful it will be. A note from underground. The carriage makes its way along the road. You see the land of Magra through the window, empty and dissected by ancient magic. Your home, Anisot, is but a few hours away along this road. The carriage is stuffy and hot from the sun, even with the thick blinds pulled tight. It is a familiar heat, but you will now need to get used to it again. The heat weighs heavily on you, but it also reminds you of your childhood. You will see your family again soon. How will they react to you? Will they accept you after you betray their hopes and their trust? You are back in your native province. You will be home soon. But you are no longer the boy who took this very road to the capital 4 years ago. But who are they now? A clandestine outlaw, a rebel, or an agent of secret chancellery? What future awaits you now? Can you get your freedom back? Can you save everything you hold dear? To drive away the worries about your new life and a new destiny, you reread Sophia's letter yet again. I'm glad you didn't do anything stupid and choose to seize your chance for freedom, Brante. I'll go to Anisot a week after you. Both of us coming back at the same time might attract unwanted attention. It's best if nobody even knows we have anything to do with each other. We'll find an excuse for our frequent meetings later. You should go home and reconnect with your family. Don't draw any attention. Keep your head down. Don't leave that old house of yours. When the time comes, I will find you. Tell everyone you are planning to open a print shop. Find a building to rent for it. Someplace far away from prying eyes. It will be our underground headquarters. I'll tell you more about our mission when we meet. That is all. You put the letter back in your pocket. The walls of Anisot have finally emerged on the horizon. Before you do anything else, you are going home. You are back in your home province, but you're no longer the boy who left it by this very road 4 years ago. Yeah, this is the same question, alright. The most important event that will end this chapter, only one of them will happen. Alright, I will not even look at them. I don't want to know what events can happen. The most important events that may happen to the house of Brante at the end of this chapter, let's not look at them. Events that can happen to the Brante's family this chapter, let's not look at them. Deeds that you can accomplish on your chosen life path, I don't look at them. I think the biggest problem with this game is that it advertises itself as a decision-making game, yet it isn't. It is a text-based RPG, I think. Because decision-making games let you do the decisions and the game adjusts to what you do. Right? Every single thing that you do has some kind of outcome. But in RPG there are predetermined outcomes that you need to actually work towards. So if there is an outcome, let's say for end of this chapter, in decision-making game, you would be able to get there even if you don't know what the game is about. But in RPG, you definitely need to take a certain path to actually get there. So I will finish this game as a decision-making game. We will see how bad we will end up. Oof. We will see. Let's continue. The section that opened this chapter, occupation screen, is now available. Unrest for discontent represents how rebellious the commoners of the province are and how ready they are to fight for their rights. It determines the influence of the last straw, if unresolved, and the power of the impending rebellion. Riots and mayhem, spy network, infiltration. Your covert citywide network of spies and informants. It determines the influence of the secret chancellery in the city of Anisot. Spy network is failing. Your people are everywhere. Philip's region. Reign. Alright. So, I wonder, what are we actually doing? What are we working for? Let's start. Peacetime. Homecoming. The carriage stops. The familiar gate. Your bedroom window. The same one you used to climb out of. At night, from time to time. The well-tended garden with its imported soil. Delightful greenery and mother's beloved violet irises. The porch you used to jump off when you were little. You are home. You touch the handle of the front door and halt for a moment. It has been 4 years since you left for Eterna, but it feels like yesterday. The air inside is cool as usual. Father cannot stand a stuffy room and insists on constantly airing out the house. Inside the house, the first thing you hear is the sound of someone running out of the library. Your sister Gloria appears and immediately throws her arm around you. Her joy is so strong, you barely manage to stay on your feet. Gloria is dressed in men's clothing, including clothes, a frock coat, and a necktie with a massive pin. She is almost unrecognizable in her new attire. There are dark circles under her eyes, a stuff from lack of sleep or frequent tears. Brother, I've been waiting for you for so long. I'm proud to see you've chosen your own path and decided to live the way you want. You're actually going to open your own print shop? You're going to print books? Even poetry? Speaking of poetry, from the inner pockets of your jacket, you produce a small book bound in soft black leather. Gloria gingerly accepts your gift. She notices the author's name, Herr Milandis, on the cover and knits her brow. But after quickly flipping through the pages, she showers you with gratitude. I thought Miladinas was just a warlock. I had no idea he wrote poetry. Oh, fascinating. I'm going to read it all, from cover to cover. Mother comes out of sitting room, leaning on Nathan's arm. You immediately see signs of illness mentioned in the letters from home. Her back is bent, her hair is grey, a thin web of wrinkles covers her face, and her complexion has lost its color. She slowly embraces you. Her arms feel nearly weightless. You press your face into her shoulder, breathing in a nearly forgotten, dearly beloved smell. Mother holds you by the shoulders and studies you for a long time. You've been away so long, son. It's such a shame your journey was in vain. You didn't become a judge, or even a priest. I guess it's your fate to bear your lot until the very end. But you'll endure it. That's how I raised you. Nathan approaches you after Mother. Your younger brother is the same height as you now. His hair almost reaches his shoulders, but he still has the same lost look in his eye as he was a boy. That is somebody very different. It's good to see you, brother. Home Juice hasn't been the same without you. Who care about your estate, right? I'm just glad you are here with us again. You pat Nathan on the back. Loud footsteps echo down the stairs. Stefan appears. His shoulders have grown broader. and his features have become harsher, just like grandfather's. He stares you and Nathan down with contempt, his arms crossed on his chest. Welcome back, commoner. I would hope you would become my equal, but apparently you just didn't have it in you. I guess you are no better than Nathan. I can only hope you will know your place from now on. Why did father even send you to the capital in the first place? As Stefan says these words, you see father appear from his study. He looks older now, his back is hunched, and he squints. There are deep lines around his mouth and silver threads in his dark hair and mustache. He stops a few steps away and examines you from head to toe. He does not say a word, shaking his head slowly. You explain yourself to father. This was the only path you could have taken. Yes, it was. It literally was. College and the judge's callings were not for you. However, your time in the capital was not spent in vain. You made many influential friends there. And now you plan to open a print shop in Anisode and make a good living. You do your very best to make it sound convincing. No one can ever see through your cover story. When I sent my son to the capital, I expected him to return a nobleman. But the man who stands before me is a commoner, a merchant, an artisan. I had such high hopes for you, but our family's future rests on Stefan's hands now. Oh well, I've had enough time to make my peace with this. You are still a member of this family. We will see how your shop fares. Perhaps you can still find a way to contribute to the Brante household. He lets out a bitter chuckle. Then, after a pause, father spreads his arms wide to embrace you. You're finally home, my son. Well then, time for dinner. Your mother has prepared a veritable feast in your honor. For the first time in years, your entire family shares a meal at the same table. Find out how mother is doing. Ask Gloria about her life. Chat with Nathan or talk to Stefan. What are our relationships? Not that we care that much. So, father is +4. Mother is +2. He is 0, +1, +2. Affection. Is affection +4 or +3? I think +3. It looks like she is sick. Will she die? We need to get 2 points with Stefan. I don't think we want to care about him at all. I think 4 points are affection. Let's look with Nathan. You spend some time with your younger brother. At the table, you ask Nathan how he's doing. Your inquiry makes your little brother uncomfortable. Alright. I worked as hard as I could. Studied theology, read books. But during my examination at the seminary, I started talking about something else entirely. I don't know what came over me. The priest asks me, what is the manifestation of the twins' love for people? And I went and said, forgiveness. What are you talking about, son? The twins could never forgive anyone for any sin. Otherwise, how could we fulfill their design? Everyone would just do whatever they wanted, since the twins would forgive them anyway. I mean, this is one way to look at it, but I think forgiveness is the exception to the rule, not the rule that people should follow. Sorrow fills Nathan's eyes. Priest was furious too. Out of the seminary, you ignoramus, he shouted. So I left, and now I don't know what to do with myself. Then be silent. If we must hear about the trials and travels of commoners, I would rather learn how destiny abandoned Finney in the lowly estate. They are missing a space here. You have to relate the 4 years you spent in Eterna, carefully omitting anything that might reveal your secret mission. You resume your conversation with Nathan later that night. You sit together on the back porch away from the rest of the family. I'm glad someone cares about me, brother. You've always been there for me. It must be painful for you to see me grow up to be so useless. Things are bad for me. I try to at least look for after mother. You can ask her questions, but her answers often don't make sense, and she keeps falling silent in the middle of a conversation, like she did today. Her illness is consuming her. You know, if mother passes, she may not be reborn. I dread to think what will happen to father then, and to Gloria. Yeah, I don't understand this. Like, when do you die? Like normal death, true death? What's the difference between, like, an illness and age? I guess we will see. Gloria has had it hard too lately. Stefan has treated her like dirt for the last year. I think he plans to drive her out of the house, so her origins won't taint the Brante reputation anymore. Stefan only cares about one thing now, getting our family enamored by the sport. So for him, Gloria is just an obstacle between him and his goal. I mean, he is the only so-called problem in the family, right? Everybody else is living somehow content life. Only Steven is like nobleman. You spend quite some time in silence, gazing at the radiant stripe of the shining pillar as it grows more and more luminous against the darkening sky. The Brante family is about to face some challenging times. +1. First steps. After several days of searching and inquiring, you find a suitable location for the print shop. You choose a two-story building on a dead-end street away from any pedestrian tow errors. What a word. Right next to the city's outer wall, spacious and sturdy, it has more than enough space for the printing press and workbenches. Basement is dry, and the windows are too tiny to peek through. It is the perfect location for the clandestine headquarters. You inspect the rooms. This corner will be good for a typesetting area, and the shelves of ink can go over there. Before you finish, Sofia knocks on the door. Once inside, she casts a glance over the rooms and walls and chuckles with approval. This is just what we need, Brante. A perfect location. I couldn't have found anything better myself. Guess the capital taught you well. I'm glad to see I was right about you. This job will be a lot easier with your help. Sofia brushes a layer of dust from an old wooden crate, then lights her pipe as she sits. What pipe? She always has some kind of pipe, but she never looks that she has a pipe. She looks weird. I don't like her. So, how about I tell you what you and I are up to this town, huh? Remember what we did in the capital? Well, we're gonna do the same trick here in Anisode. That's our mission. Philip wants us to found an underground society here. Anybody who wants to rebel and riot, we will let them join. We will also keep them in check and use them to do whatever the secret chancellor says. I still don't know everything Philip's planning yet, but I can tell you he was real angry about how the Inquisition cast all the dirt we dug upon Patriarch Junius to the four winds. Here in Anisode, Felipe wants the real deal. You frown. The real deal? What is it supposed to mean? It means you and I have to find all the troublemakers in town and take charge of them. Anybody who's willing to fight for their rights. We turn them into an organized force under our command, and then we will use them to do whatever Philip wants. Philip wants to take the city in his own hands. He needs disorder, little disturbances and riots, enough unrest so there is always an excuse to arrest folks whenever they need to. But Felipe always has to be in control. This is the secret chancellor's way. As long as the streets are restless, everybody, especially the overseer, will keep thinking good old Sir Felipe Faro is the real useful friend to have, savior of the empire and all that. The last bulwark against the rebel rousers. The The more riots and unrest we incite, the stronger our underground force will be, and the stronger the secret chancellor will get. Once the people are shouting in the squares, the prefecture and the magistrate will be powerless, and our buddy Felipe will pick up the slack. You're following so far? You nod. So you are supposed to incite unrest. Is that all you have to do? That's just the beginning. Felipe also wants the lesser quorum broken at some point in the future. It's full of folks who don't like the way things are done in the Empire. But the Empire is lucky for now. The lesser quorum spends too much time bickering and not enough time trying to work together. That'll work in our favor. So by the time Felipe wants to blackmail the lesser quorum, we need to have our own underground network, and it's gotta be big enough for his needs. We will frame quorum members, gather accusations, plant agents, stuff like that. In other words, we'll do the secret chancellor's dirty work for them. Now, let's get down to business. Here in Anizode, there are some big shots who are opposing the Imperial Order. We need to do our best to exploit them for our cause. If we are lucky enough, maybe we can even get them to our side. Sofia starts counting on her fingers. Number 1 on my list is Augustin Alborne. Perfect for Magra. He's almost a relative to you, isn't he? When Gaius Tempest was first appointed the overseer of Magra, he was the only member of the provincial council who openly supported him. Alborne is one of the most powerful nobles in Magra, but he was always protected by common folk. He always protected the common folk. He could be our main ally, or a real dangerous enemy. The second fellow worth mentioning is Mayor Egmont, leader of the wealthy commoners in the Lesser Quorum. He's an old merchant who got rich mining silver and managed to weasel his way into the province politics. As a commoner, we need to ensure Egmont's support as soon as possible. He's rich, powerful, and will be useful to our cause. Last on my list is Father Leonard. He's the abbot of the temple by the Silver Tree and the local spiritual leader of the New Believers. Right now, lots of Margan commoners are rejecting Isatius' teachings of the Lots, and it's all thanks to Leonard and his influence. If those folks have managed to cast off one more burden, if these folks have managed to cast off one burden, it should be easy to talk them into rejecting another one. Sofia taps her pipe against the crate, knocking the remaining tobacco onto the floor. One more thing, Brante. We are gonna be manipulating people. I'm talking lies, half-truths, using and exploiting folks, you name it. And we need to get them to follow us. That's a tough thing to do. People can smell phonies a mile away, so we have to believe everything we say. I really mean believe it, from our bottom of our hearts. If you aren't ready to die for your cause, why expect it from other folks? I think you will die for the cause. But you also have to remember who we are really doing all this for. She trails off. You wait a moment, then ask Sofia why she has agreed to do this. Why is she working for Felipe? Can she run from him or use her magic to subdue him? Sofia's deep eyes focus all the attention on it. The merciless Margan sun fills the room through the narrow window, reflected in her eyes as a multitude of yellow sparks. You think I never tried it, Brante? Don't be naive. Magic will not help me to bring Felipe down. When I use my power, you notice it quickly, and Felipe notices it even faster. If I try to enchant him ever again, I'll be collared and sent back to the House of Humility. I'm never going to back there again, not ever. As for escaping, there's no hiding from the secret chancellery. Sooner or later, they will find me. The Empire is absolute, the Empire is eternal, the Empire is everywhere. We are all in the same cage, there is no way out of it, and so it will be as long as the Empire will stand. As the Empire still stands. So forget about running away. If you want to get out of this alive, just do what I tell you. Trust me and I'll take care of you. Now let's talk about your next step. We need to shore up our cover story. Make sure it didn't fall apart the first time Kendrames take a closer look at it. Get this print shop to work. You need employees. You're good at picking the right people, just as good as me, so you'll do the hiring. Choose people who are loyal, people who do the job and keep their mouths shut. When Felipe gets here, we will have to show him what we have accomplished so far, and you don't want to disappoint him. So you'd better start cranking. We've got a lot of work to do. With that, Sofia nods to you and leaves. You are left alone to pace the rooms of your future print shop and think. What will you do first? We have so many options, oh my god. Hire rebels, we cannot because we are not manipulative. Hire spies, we can because we don't have scheming. Come into the printing business. Well, at least one. What would happen if I didn't have any of this? You invest more into the printing shop and hire skilled labor in order to transform and cover story into a proper business. The undercover part of your job can wait. You have to get the print shop up and running first. You will not be satisfied by mere semblance of a business. No, you are going to found a successful shop capable of turning a profit. You convince father to contribute a portion of the family's funds to the venture and purchase a printing press, movable type, quality paper, and expensive ink. Then you hire skilled labor, the best printers you can find in Anisot. They will teach the future resistance members, whom you will hire later. It is such a pleasure to watch the print shop come to life. You may have begun this undertaking for an entirely different cause, but now you have turned the print shop into something that is yours. The first thing you print is a thick stack of advertising sheets. Soon, these black and red leaflets appear on every street corner of Anisot. Brante's print shop is open for business. We made a print shop. I wanted to be a priest. Willpower +5. I think we'll be maxed on willpower because we will have absolutely nothing to spend it on. You started your service for the Sacred Chancellery by opening a print shop as a cover. Profitable business. Event has happened. Condition. Wealth is more than one. Invest in the business. Thanks to your investment, the print shop becomes much more believable as a front for your underground operations and may actually turn a profit sooner or later. To be honest, I'm actually trying to do some kind of business and let's see, what is my plan? I mean, not that I will be able to have decisions, right? But if I will, what is my plan? My plan is to make the shop, get some people, but actually try to make a resistance, then get rid of the girl that I completely forgot her name, and turn on Felipe. That is my plan. Let's see. Yeah, Destiny, this is the event. A reception at the Brante residence. We come back home after a short stroll through the city. As soon as you set foot in the house, you are greeted by Stefan, who invites you to have a talk in Father's office. When you enter the room, Father has a heap of letters in front of him and is signing them one after another. Son, Stefan and I must discuss an important matter with you. While you were in the capital, our family formally petitioned the overseer to grant us the nobility of the sword. We have 3 generations of noble blood already. We have the right to make our nobility hereditary. Alright. Your grandfather took the first steps towards the nobility of the sword as soon as Stefan was born, and now we are on the brink of becoming the El Brantes. If Overseer Gaius Tempest and the nobles of the province deem us worthy, we will receive a hereditary title. All nobles of the Brante family will remain noble forever, as will their descendants. Okay, so only nobles. Father and I do our utmost to maintain the family's position, but our goal can be reached only if our reputation maintained unblemished in the eyes of high society. The nobility is watching our every step. You know, it would be much easier if Stefan was acting like a family member. Much easier. You can you can play the charades and whatever you want, at the outside, but inside the house, you should act like a family member. Peter lays a hand on their shoulder. Now this is your cause too. The future of our family depends on it. We need to estimable reputation and wealth. Everyone bearing the name of Brante affects it. Remember that with every action you take, Finny. You will have to appear before Anizote High Society. We are going to host a reception for the nobility at our home soon. You must uphold the honor of our family, brother. You will relate the news from Eterna to our guests and present yourself in a favorable light. With Stefan at the helm, the entire family spends a full week preparing for the majestic reception. The house is flooded with decorations and the new tableware. Delicacies are cooking in the kitchen, around the clock. And the napkins now bear an embroidered oak branch in chains, the Brante family crest. Oak branch in chains? That is very interesting choice of a crest, I must say. Gloria is the only one to neglect the common cause. Were it up to me, I wouldn't be seen at this hypocritical gathering, but I don't want to let Sir Robert down. He's the only reason I plan to stay for the event. The evening of the reception has come. Dignified conversations and the clinking of glasses fill the house. Among your guests are many high-born, powerful people. Your father and Stefan dance from guest to guest, making sure no one is overlooked. Augustin Elborne. Young Finny, how splendid to see you. So, what was your time in the capital like? Absolutely terrible. You exchange pleasantries with a high-placed relative. Meanwhile, Gloria and Mother spend the evening on a set with the wall without drawing any attention. Neither your father nor your elder brother introduced them to the noble guests. Still, one of the guests, a young nobleman of the sword named Jose L. Pelletier, keeps staring at Gloria in fascination. Oh. Your sister averts her eyes, bemused. Lady Gloria, you are a true gem of the evening. You look so marvelously daring. I haven't seen your like even in the capital. When you walk past Gloria, you hear her hurried whisper. Finny, please talk to me. This Sir L. Pelletier keeps following me. I feel uneasy. What does he want from me? I'm just a lowly commoner. Go with me to the other side of the room. Although, I'll probably still stand out among all these refined nobles. Look, it's Durante, the painter. I wonder what's brought him so far from the capital. It would be fabulous if he could paint our family portrait. We should all be on the canvas together. We are one big happy family after all. Wine glass in hand. Cast a look across the crowded room. It is time to choose how you will spend the evening. Well, we have one more choice. Talk about your victory in the tournament. So we could have won the tournament. Or just a family portrait. Manipulation and eloquence. There are so many options that we need our stats, but there are no options that are actually giving our stats. We can present your mother and sister. We can share the news from the capital. Wow, our first possible thing. Diplomacy is 10. Even though they are lowborn, your mother and sister deserve the attention of the guests. You display your knowledge of the metropolitan life to the guests. I mean, presenting them would be nice. But I guess since we were in the capital, let's just share the news from the capital. The moment you approach Stefan, he links eyebrows with you and leads you to the most prestigious place by the table, where the most eminent of the guests are seated. May I present you to my younger brother, Finny Brante. He just returned from the capital. Finny, why don't you entertain our guests with the latest news from Eterna? You make a courtly introduction and describe recent noteworthy events in the capital. The celebration of their heir's coming of age, the attempt by Gaius Tempest to enshrine in the law the right of nobles of the mantle, Patriarch Luke's sermon. Nobles inquire about the customs and sentiments of the capital. It is true that the wealthy commoners of Eterna do not acknowledge the authority of the nobility, or that the adherents of the new faith openly denounce the laws. You describe the state of affairs in the capital in the delicate manners, so as not to antagonize your guests. Yes, there are plenty of liberties taken in Eterna, but you can attest to the fact that the Empire still rules with a firm hand and maintains order. More and more listeners gather around you. You plunge into a heated discussion. Will this wave of change reach our province? What awaits our homeland under the rule of the new overseer Gaius Tempest? The guests agree that the nobles of the province have some tough times ahead of them, but worthy families like Brante's give them hope. Excellent, brother. You have shown yourself and our family in a favorable light. Moreover, you managed not to distress our guests with alarming news. The night was a success. Alarming news? If it was up to me, I would tell them so many things. Reputation, modest position. We don't have tarnished honor anymore. I guess in this chapter there has to be a lot of events. Diplomacy +1, manipulation +1. Is this the reason why we don't have stats? Because we need stats to gain more stats, and then with those stats we are getting even more stats? We just got so many things, just for a single decision. We are still naive in this. Soon we will be influential. A rock and a hard place. The Brante home has been uneasy for several months now, with father traveling all over the province for his judicial duties. The animosity between Stefan and Gloria has grown into full-blown feud. Your elder brother tries to use his position as heir to keep his sister in check and make her behave in accordance to her estate. Gloria repudiates his authority. I don't know what his word is. Their fights rock the house on a daily basis. Eventually, after returning from his recent trip, father gathers Stephen, Gloria, Nathan, and you in his office. His somber look portends a difficult conversation. Stephen gazes at his father defiantly. Gloria is poised to lash out and run away. Nathan quietly keeps to the side. Children, for a long time now, our family has been striving to become nobles of the sword. Every noble member of the Brante family will gain a hereditary title. This is your grandfather's dying wish. Every noble member of the Brante's family will gain a hereditary title. Gloria shouts loudly. Then why I am here, Sir Robert? She's right, this is a Brante matter. Wait until I finish, Stefan. I am still the head of this household. If you are truly so concerned about honor, show your father some respect. It can be helped. Not all of us are noble, but now we must be united as never before. We must work together to protect the reputation and wealth of this family. But you, Stefan, perpetually humiliate Gloria. Father, all I'm trying to do is put her in her place. You know perfectly well the consequences of any attention Gloria might attract, or every step is being observed. The nobles will make pariah of our family for all eternity if they remember Gloria's filthy origins and your reckless marriage to Lydia. Father turns red in the face, but with considerable effort, he remains composed. That is so. You know what would be interesting? If we threw him out and I became a noble, that is still 3 people being nobles, but with the peace in the family. Our grandfather did everything in his power to remedy your mistakes. Please, Father, don't repeat them. Gloria speaks up. I'm just trying to live, Sir Robert, but Stefan wants to lock me in a cage so nobody will ever lay eyes on me. What are you talking about? There was a guy that was eyeing you, and you ran away from him. Women. That's not it at all. You are low-born, but you don't live by your lot. You do whatever takes your fancy. You're constantly grumbling about the order of things. Did you know, Father, that she defies all prohibitions by contributing to write poetry? As far as we are concerned, anyone who contradicts you is an insurgent. When will you grasp the idea that you may not argue with a nobleman? I am the heir of this family, and my word is the law. Purple with rage, Father slams his fist on the table. It is rare to see him so furious. Both your elder brother and sister instantly fall silent, frightened. Nathan shrinks into a corner. Hold your tongues, both of you. Let Finney speak. He has witnessed your quarrels. He should know best which of you is in the right. Really? Appeal to Nathan. Theology. Of course. Nathan is at least 2, but not theology. Send Gloria to Valona. What is Valona? We have wealth. And Gloria is at least 2. You persuade Gloria to go on a trip somewhere far away from Stefan. This will help them bury the hatchet. Defend Gloria. Stefan should give Gloria some respect. She is a member of this family too. Say with Stefan. Gloria must stop bringing shame to your family by defying her lot. I would do this one, but obviously we can't. Gloria to go on a trip somewhere far away from Stefan. This will help her bury the hatchet. We will spend wealth. But, I mean, what do you mean by send her on a trip? Like, what kind of trip is this supposed to be? Like, is it a trip go away from our family because we don't want you here? Or is this a trip, like, let's create some space for you to calm down? Or is it a trip for you to become a noble? Like, there are so many things. I will assume that this is for the good of the family. And that it will actually help everyone, because otherwise I would just defend Gloria. So let's send her to Valona. She will get a trip. I don't think she ever left the country, right? Or the city. We are... Wait a second. We are here, Anisot. And we are sending her to Valona, a city that is home to the largest monastery in the province of Magra. Founded in commemoration of the final unity of all the lands in the empire. The monastery of Valona is the second most popular destination for pilgrims after the Silver Tree. The monastery's monks are famed throughout the empire for their healing skills. That sounds good, yeah. We will send her there. You take conciliatory tone. You know that the tempers are running too high. Your siblings would benefit from spending time apart. They need to cool off, then try to settle their differences. From what you hear, the town of Valona in the southern part of the province has an excellent resort with healing springs. What if Gloria took a vacation there for a month to improve her health and have some rest by the sea? Gloria shakes her head hesitantly. Are trying to get rid of me, Finney, so I won't be in your way. What am I supposed to do at some twins' forsaken spa? Gloria, oh my god. Seriously, are you kidding? You patiently explain to Gloria that she'll be able to enjoy some reading, find inspiration in contemplating the waves, and ponder on her future. And then, when she comes back, she and Stefan will calmly discuss their issues. Finally, Gloria gives in. Trip to Valona will be costly. I would like to know who will pay for it. Speaking first and foremost to your father, you argue that peace in the family is worth any expense. The two of you should indeed spend some time away from each other. Let it be as you suggested, Finn. Gloria, start packing. Stefan, please send a note to Valona and hire a carriage for your sister. Gloria reluctantly heads off to the coast. This trip forces the family to spend a hefty sum, but without the constant bickering of your brother and sister, tension at home quickly dissolves. With no need to keep eye on Gloria, Stefan devotes himself to Anisote's social life. Poverty. Yeah, we need more money. Gloria returns surprisingly serene. After a month in Valona, her tempers are mellowed for a time. She is engrossed in her own affairs and does not draw her brother's ire. Manipulation +1, eloquence +1. We are still terrible at literally everything we do, but we are getting close. Fourth chapter and we might be at least not terrible at something. One more manipulation, 2 more eloquence. It's fine that eloquence, the one thing I want to be the highest, is the lowest. I guess my decisions. The last straw. The past few weeks in Anisote resemble your first years in the capital. When you and Sofia were recruiting people to join the Lotless, you were so full of hope and ambition back then. Slowly, you both begin to make useful friends and acquaintances in the city. Gerdarmes, street peddlers, merchants, laborers, Bergens, and each of them require a unique approach. The techniques you used in Eterna work here as well. You look for the people you need, plan secret meetings, and make sure everything is secure. Sofia delivers one ardent speech after another, berating the Imperial Order. But so far, only few people have stayed with you after these meetings. You have to hunt for each new member all over the city. Commoners are too afraid. Only the most desperate or insane are ready to join you. There are 2 members in particular who stand out. One is Father Fuad. Alright, Father Fuad, a creaky old priest with fire in his eyes. He introduces himself as a commoner who has chosen the preacher's path. Does that mean he is a new believer? Fuad scoffs at the question. I will put it this way, the only words that are true are those the winds tell you themselves, and I've heard their voice plenty. But the priests who just cook up some nonsense and call it divine law, they are either crooks or fools, all of them. And Isatius is the biggest crook and fool of them all. Had he lived in any other city in the Empire, he would already have been burned at the stake for these words. But here in Anisote, Fuad freely preaches in various taverns and squares. Moreover, the old man is well educated, so you hire him as a typesetter and even let him sleep in the storeroom. When the time comes to assemble a mob or spread some rumors, he will surely come in handy. The other is Alida Sirin. She has a pipe, who works at the print shop as a bookbinder, a quiet and innocuous young woman. She nevertheless believes in your words and your struggle with all her heart, and her innocent appearance hides an ardent will. Why would she choose to fight against the Empire? When Alida explains, you don't expect to hear cold steel in her voice. My sister was hanged in Eterna after the trial of the 50. I know I might sound like a weepy little girl, but I'm not looking for pity. I just want her murderers to hang. That's it. Sofia's speeches are always brimming with passion and sincerity. She speaks out against the injustice of the Empire and calls for people to fight with such intensity that sometimes you find yourself getting swept up by her words, nodding along with the rest. When she speaks, Felipe's plan and the secret chancellery disappears. Wait a second. When she speaks, Felipe's plan and the secret chancellor disappeared, replaced by a vision of a new world where justice and freedom reign. But this illusion passes every time. And when it does, the truth about your conspiracy always feels more crushing than ever. You gave all your employees a day off today. Sir Felipe Alfaro is coming to Anizote. Your print shop is the first place he will visit. Sofia stuffs tobacco in her pipe over and over again, trying to look calm behind the smoke. You hear the sound of hoofs and wheels on cobblestones. Carriage comes to a halt outside. A man walks past the windows and knocks at the heavy front door with the handle of his cane. You open it hurriedly. Felipe is not alone. He is accompanied by a man with sinewy arms and a face of predator. Once inside, the secret chancellor advisor slowly takes off his cloak, then inspects the premises with care. Sofia was right. Excellent choice. Well done, Brante. I had my doubts about you, but those doubts are gradually being erased. You are indeed a man of many talents. Speaking of talents, allow me to introduce you to Oliver Moss, an old friend of mine. I brought him all the way from Eterna to help you out. His skills are even more unusual than yours, Brante. It's amazing how much a person can learn to do when he's well paid. I mean, what skills do we actually have? No skills. We don't have any skills. Oliver grins at Felipe's words. The toothy smile cuts through your face like a gruesome scar. You flatter me, Sir Felipe, but you're right. Coin works wonders. Alright. Sounds like I can pay him off. Felipe chuckles at that. He produces a small flask from a pocket and takes a little sip. But you, Sofia, you disappoint me. I expect to see a functioning organization, but I'm told that what you have here is not a secret society, but a miserable rebel of the worst people in the city. Just look at this self-proclaimed priest Faud. We are in the Anizote, this hotbed of heresy and rebellious ideas. How come you aren't able to find skillful conspirators here? I need a nice little revolt that's easy to suppress. I need a network of spies to dig up dirt on anyone who may stand in our way. Is it too much to ask? You did this job perfectly well in Eterna. What's the matter, Sofia? Can you do the same thing here again? Sir Felipe, Brante and I are going out of our way to get more people into our ranks. But things are not looking too good for us right now. The province has a new overseer. Citizens are hopeful. They expect change. So the only people who come with us are from the very bottom of life. This rebel is dangerous. They will ruin my plan, and they will bring you and Brante to the gallows. And this time I won't be able to do anything for you. Get rid of them and find conspirators who can be trusted with real work. I'm thinking about getting enough money and people so that the next time he will come, he will not leave. I have too many enemies here in Anizote. The local magistrate alone is a huge thorn in my side. You have to act faster. Time is of the essence. Or maybe you have more important things to do than serving the Empire. We are doing everything in our power, Sir Felipe. But in order to prepare your plan, we must recruit as many people as possible. And this is what we were doing. Don't try my patience, Sofia. I said get rid of the rabble. Find the real conspirators. Carefully vet each and every one of them. Sofia lowers her head, unable to further argue with the powerful advisor. Felipe suddenly turns to you. Brante, you're the main recruiter for the society. What do you say? Can you do this job for me? Well, I don't have a chance, do I? You confirm Sofia's words. The people's society needs to quickly recruit people, even if they are vagabonds and crooks. Agree with Felipe. You are ready to carry out Felipe's order and carefully vet everyone who wants to join the underground. You readily answer that you will follow Sir Felipe's orders. It is dangerous and stupid to recruit strangers without any vetting. You will make every effort to select only skilled and reliable conspirators. You and Sofia made a mistake, but you will fix it. Sofia scoffs at that. Sir Alfero, however, pats you on the shoulder. Well said, Brante. We will do just that. As for you, Sofia, I don't suggest testing my patience any further. You are one straw away from breaking the horse's back. Speaking of straws, I believe your secret society still need a name, right? The Last Straw will do just fine. It's cheap, grim, pompous, the low-born outer like it. Alright, Secret Society The Last Straw. Oliver, I'm leaving you in the care of our rebels. Show them how real secret chancellor agents get things done. Brante downs the last of his flask and walks out the print shop. Sofia follows him without saying a word. You are left alone with Oliver. He looks over you. He looks you over. +1. We're gonna get along just fine, Brante. Don't you worry. Distaste. Sure. Spy network +1. Infiltration. Willpower +5. Prepare for anything. Yes. We will be just sitting on willpower because we cannot choose anything. Hearts on fire. The Last Straw is growing stronger by the day. More and more names are being added to your list of potential recruits. There's fancy tomorrow, Brante, but don't look too rich. We're going to a salon, a gathering of young poets. They're all commoners, mostly new believers, so they think they aren't defying their lot by writing poetry. This will be their first meeting ever. I say we take a gander. Who knows? They could be useful. We go to a small building in the very heart of the city. The first floor was once a tavern, but it has been converted into a stage with benches for the audience. The place is noisy and crowded. Those who cannot find a seat squeeze into the spaces between the benches. You and Sofia stand in the back corners, far away from each other. A young man in the threadbare jacket makes an announcement. Welcome to the first weekly gathering of the Anisode Poetry Society. The poets are all young men and women. They take turns walking up to the stage from the benches to read a poem or two of their own creation. They look humble and shy at first, but as they declaim their stanzas, their voices ring with sudden strength and daring flavor. A mighty giant with his head held high, his heavy treads, his trained and measured stride. He is an effigy of low-born life, with naught but chaff and rags and dust inside. By low-born labor granted food and clothing, he is indeed a terrifying sight. But look behind his eyes, and you will find not a grandeur or renown, but fear and loathing. Behold the azure skin, the breath contempt, their past long turned to ash, their blue blood bleed, their majesty in flames, their mantles rent. Enseconed in diamonds, white and rubies red. The glimmering giant rots, his escape spent, the gems may glitter, but the husk is dead. The poems recited on stage display exceptional variety. Rhyme couples, blank verse, short stanzas, lengthy cantos, pathos laden plans. I have no idea what all of this is. But in each and every voice you hear the same pain, the same weary ache, born of servitude, the gnawing grievance with the gods, the simmering rage against the empire, and dreams of another destiny, another life, another existence. A commoner. The word is like a band. The twins themselves once told me to be silent. I want to scream. Can't take this anymore. The misery around me knows end. The gentle folk just beat us and demean us. The young, the old, the poor, the sick, the tired. They tread upon us, gazing at the heavens that feed. Oh my God, I cannot speak. Gazing at the heavens that feed upon our sweat-soaked suffering. Every poem fills the room with loud applause. Every line resounds in people's hearts. This much is clear from their faces. Some mark every word and verse with a nod, while others cannot hold back their tears. With the zeal of preachers guiding the flock to their lot, these young poets chastise the ills of worldly life with every word they utter. You join in the applause, like it or not. Their poetry hits home. Some of the poems are crafted so well, you find yourself eager to read them. This kind of poetry would be in great demand here in Anisot. What a shame no print shop would agree to publish it. Later that night, you rejoin Sofia to discuss what you have seen. I've never heard anything like that before. I'm used to nursery rhymes and about the drinking song, but this is something else. You cannot help but note. The meeting was like a sermon, and the poet's words hit as hard, as true as the sacrament lash. And the audience, you recognize the look in their eyes. You will look at Sofia just the same way every time she uses her magic. The thing is, they have no magic, but they can see the truth. And they talk about it so well, you can't even stand it. Well, what can I say? I'm glad we went. Those kids could easily spark a riot with just a rhyme or two. But the question is, what are you supposed to do with them? It is a good question indeed, a difficult question. Those young poets are at their strongest when they speak from their heart. Trying to tame their ardent would be like playing with fire. You could recruit them, but it would not be easy to use them. If you cannot keep them in check, one day they will inevitably incite a rebellion. Maybe it would be wiser to nip this in the bud and put an end to the society right now. The secret chancellery would easily deal with them, but you could also report them to the prefecture. The Gendarmes could take care of them in no time. Or maybe you could pass the case along to father. It might do his career some good. Or perhaps this all seems so new, so unknown. Is there any other way you could harness their strange new force of nature? So, we cannot report them to father because we don't have scheming. We cannot publish a book of their poetry because Gloria's secret, manipulation. Let Felipe handle them, or recruit them. Let's recruit them. You assure Sofia that the underground society could use these gifted young men and women. They are still so young, so trusting, it makes sense to recruit them. Okay, I will let you handle this. For the next few weeks, you diligently attend every single meeting of the Poetry Society. Once you become a regular, you carefully probe several of the poets, those whose verses have the most bite to them. It is a simple matter to convince them to come to the Last Straw hideout. Your potentially endowed recruits eagerly join the rank of the society. They quickly become a cornerstone of your organization. Their voices turn the dissonant gaggle of voices into a heartfelt choir, eager to act, eager to riot. Their poems are quoted more and more, often by the lost straw numbers. They are declaimed by the young people in the squares and on the streets. They are put to music and sung in the taverns. They are written in paint and soot on the walls. More and more young people recite them instead of prayers. I want to scream. Can't take this anymore. Brante, you were right about recruiting them. They never cease to amaze me. They are so sincere. It's infectious. When they speak, sometimes even I forget about the sleazy game we are playing. More unrest, less spy network. Nice, but I don't understand. We were said that the unrest is bad for our city, that this city doesn't like Felipe. So isn't the unrest in our city good for Felipe instead of bad? I have no idea. Eloquence. His time. 21 years. The Archduke and the Overseer. Two powerful lords has been struggling for power in Magra for over 2 years now. The Overseer of the province, Gaius Tempest, cannot seem to reign in the obstinate spirit of Archduke Tarquinius Milandias. Unwilling to accept that he is no longer the Overseer of Magra, the Archduke still stubbornly continues to assert his right to rule the province. Most of the Mergan gentry, who swore allegiance to him generations ago, remain loyal to him even now. Gaius Tempest has publicly demanded that the Archduke recognize the Overseer's rule as legitimate. I am the voice and the will of Emperor Uther. In the province of Magra, all land, deeds, and titles notwithstanding, Archduke Miladias must obey his sovereign's will and heed his decree. I hereby extend to the Archduke an offer of peace. Should the Archduke cease his insubordination, his lands, deeds, and titles shall remain his own. The Archduke's response to the Overseer was openly defiant. Since the days of yore, the land of Magra has belonged to the Milanidas dynasty. We are part of the empire, and we are the emperor's loyal servants. However, our dynasty will not stand for such intrusion upon our lawful rights and privileges. Never before has an archduke been stripped of the right to represent the emperor's rule in his own province. So do not forget, Sir Overseer, that the highest noble families of Magra have sworn fealty to me alone. Neither the Archduke nor the Overseer will relent, but both are too powerful to be readily disposed of. The bad blood between the two Archnians has festered for so long, and the common people have begun to pay the price for their strife. Stripped of the Overseer's tax privileges, the Archduke Milandias has decided to impose his own levy upon the citizens and villages of Magra. The commoners are now forced to pay taxes twice, first to the Overseer and then to the Archduke. This double burden is too much for the common people of Magra to bear. Many have refused the second tax outright, as the lawless measure, but the Imperial Legion, led by young Dorius Othon, is ruthless. Eagerly and without mercy, Legion soldiers collect the Archduke's due in cities and villages alike. Wealth of Magra -1. Order is going down. Power +1. I have absolutely no idea who is who, what is going on, why are they fighting. I don't care. The gift for the family. This last year has been an ordeal for your family. The pains taken to be ennobled by the sword, the close attention to the city aristocracy, the squabbles between Stefan and Gloria. Tonight, your preoccupied father has gathered the entire family around the table in the backyard. The sun has almost set, and there is a soft breeze. But instead of a meal in the open air, you're going to attend a family meeting. In the middle of the table, you see an open gilded box. It's full of jewels. Archduke Miladias himself has bestowed this gift upon us. It's a surprise indeed. I thought you all had a right to know. Archduke Milanidas, alright. Father unfolds a letter lying beside the box. Sir Robert Brante, I bestow this precious box upon you and your family as a symbol of the care with which I treat the people of my province. Pray accept this gift, and remember with whom the loyalty of the true nobles of Magra lies, Archduke of Magra, Tarquinius of the Milanidas. family stares in amazement at the jewels, sparkling in the last rays of sunshine. It's worth quite a fortune, but the Archduke is fully aware that I am on the side of Prefect L. Borne and Overseer Gaius Tempest. Would he really expect our loyalty to be put so presently? On the other hand, the Archduke is not demanding anything of us, and our family has borne a lot of expenses recently. Father, no one is forcing you to side with Milanidas. Who are we in comparison to the Archduke anyway? You must not anger him by refusing his gift. The jewels are certainly welcome. They are worthy of being shared with the best families of Anizo. They will pave our way to the nobility of the sword. Mother shakes her head glumly. Oh, Robert, I have a feeling this gift bodes ill. It may be an impertinence on my part, but I do not want our family to be in debt to the Archduke. Certainly not. Accepting gifts from Milanidas is infamous for oppressing the commoners and robbing villages blind with his taxes. This isn't your decision, Gloria. It's a matter of our family's honor and reputation. Please don't start bickering again. Let Phineas say what he thinks we should do with this gift. Yeah, we definitely should do what I say. You're the center of attention now. Your vote will be the deciding factor. We can give the jewels to the prominent nobles as gifts. We have diplomacy, and Stefan Brante is at least one. Alright, interesting. You accept the jewels from the Archduke. You and Stefan will give them away as gifts for the local nobility to gain their favor. Decline the gifts. You convince father to send the precious box back to the Archduke. Sell the jewels. You accept the jewels from the Archduke in order to sell them for a good price. This would be interesting, actually. See our family. Can we see their house? Modest reputation. Poverty. We are in poverty and in disagreements, of course. Oh, this is the thing. Chains. It would be nice to sell them, actually. But maybe increasing the reputation. I think our position is now quite important. Let's give the jewels to prominent nobles as gifts. A gift for the family. You agree with Stefan. A gift from the Archduke is not to be refused. It would be better to use it for a more important goal, obtaining the nobility of the sword. You and Stefan will determine when, how, and whom the gifts will be given. I'm inclined towards the same solution. Let it be so. I will send a note to the Archduke expressing our humblest gratitude, but I will point out that I don't mean to change sides. I still serve my prefect, and my overseer. Be careful, father. The Milanidas house is not to be trifled with, but the Archduke will have nothing to reproach you with. Finny, and I will put the jewels to good use. You and Stefan spend the next couple of weeks arranging meetings and attending receptions and feasts. We discover that you are on par with your brother in your understanding of the nobility of Anizo, including their relations and their quirks. The generous gifts and the refined manners your brother and you display before the aristocrats allow your family to rise in their esteem. There is but one disadvantage. You do not have a single coin tucked away in the family treasury. +2. That's actually nice. +1. We need +1. Diplomacy +1. Scheming +1. Alright. We're getting there. Concerned citizen. You and Sophia have accomplished a lot over the past year. The last straw now consists of half a dozen cells that know nothing about one another. You have several informers gathering rumors and news. Many citizens support your cause and are ready to help. The ranks of the underground society include honest rebels eager to bring the empire down, as well as thieves and thugs willing to break any law as long as they get paid. As more and more people join your insurgency, rumors begin to spread throughout the city. It will soon become impossible to conceal your existence. The last straw desperately needs a public figurehead, someone to act as the patron of your secret society, someone who can justify your existence to the authorities. You choose Mayor Egmont. He has earned a fortune and made a name for himself thanks to his silver mines, and now he is the leader of the Magran Lesser Quorum. Rumor has it, he is eager to get in touch with someone from the underground. If there was ever a time to meet, it is now. Fortunately, you know people who know people, and soon enough you arrange a meeting. An empty warehouse, late at night. All the workers have gone home. A dim lamp is the only source of light in the spacious facility. The two of you are alone here, free from prying eyes. Up close, Egmont turns out to be a broad-shouldered, middle-aged man in a pricey frock coat. He wears no jewelry, but his beard and mustache are well kept. Only the grey hair at his temples betray his age. He offers you a warm, rough hand. It is the calloused hand of a man who had to work all his life. You shake it readily. The industrialist offers you a seat at a nearby table. Truth to be told, young man, I know your family quite well. I had the honor to be introduced to your grandfather back in the day. Unfortunately, Sir Gregor Brante wasn't exactly delighted to meet me. But your father, he's a staunch supporter of Elborna. We have often seen eye to eye, he and I. Let's see if you and I can find some common grounds too. I'll be frank with you, I know quite a bit about what you are up to here in Anizote. You've built yourself a functioning underground society, and you've done it very quickly. I am without getting caught. All without getting caught. I would say, you got an eye for business. But tell me, why are you doing all this? What's your goal? What are you trying to achieve? Please be sincere with me. I'm the last man who wants to see you reported to the Secret Chancellery. We are prepared for this question. Egmont listens carefully as we give him a short speech on the coming rebellion against the Empire, first in Anizote, then in Magra. When you are done, the industrialist lets out a sigh. Ambitious, determined, but utterly senseless. Let's say you do manage to form an uprising against the Archduke, against the Overseer, even the Emperor himself. Well, what then? What are your demands? Who do you want to listen to then? If you ever negotiate or make a deal, then with whom will you do it? What about the terms? And what will your relationship with the Empire be like if your revolt succeeds? So far, Finney, I've heard no answers to these questions. To be honest, I'm quite confident you don't have any answers. But fortunately for you, I do. There's also one self-evident fact I would like to bring to your attention. Whenever someone discusses authority or power within the Empire, there is one thing that never seems to raise any doubt. Prefects and commanders, magistrates and overseers are always nobles. Any position of power, only for the nobles. Landowners, always nobles. Who rules over Anizote, Overseer Tempests, or Archduke Miladias? No one can say for sure these days. Either way, no matter who they are, nobles rule the city. But a city isn't a castle or a fortress. A city is more than a sum of total of its walls and buildings. A city is its people, the commoners who work and trade and live there. There's always have been and always will be more of us than the nobles. We are this city, Brante. You've never been to a meeting of the Lesser Quorum, have you? I won't bore you with the details. Let me put it this way. It's the only place where the common estate has the same rights as the nobles. Sure enough, there's arguing, there's contention, there's fight every time we meet. But as we argue, as we contradict each other, we find a new way, one that takes everybody's interest into account. But unfortunately, right now, the Lesser Quorum only has the authority to discuss issues related to taxation in the province. But if you and I come to agreement, this will change. I've spent most of my life making the idea of the Quorum a reality. And I swear to you on my life that it works. This is the only way to bring something new to the Empire, by giving the commoners and the nobles the same power. Egmont is shouting now, his eyes shining with excitement. He's utterly engrossed in his idea, and you feel he actually believes what he says. And here in Magra, we have the chance. We had no way to do it in the past, but when Archduke Milanides was in charge. But now Gaius Tempest represents the Empire's authority in Magra. Tempest still can't find a way to share power with Milanides. He needs all the support he can get. And you and I, we can give him that support. And Finny, you're aware of how Gaius Tempest ended up becoming the overseer of Magra? He was too progressive for the capital and his fellow Archnians. He went too far in his attempts to make nobles and commoners equal under imperial law. He was exiled to Magra for his troubles. And yet Gaius Tempest has never abandoned the idea of making the estates equal. He was one of the supported the creation of the Lesser Quorum. He is well disposed towards the lowly estate and tends to listen to reason. We can make him our ally, and your uprising could be the deciding factor. If we can manage to seize control of the city and hang on to it, if we can prove we are able to run Anizo, if the cities show us their support, then we will have a lot to offer to the Overseer. In return for making Anizo a free city, a city-state, if you will, governed by the Lesser Quorum, we will recognize Gaius Tempest's authority in Magra and support him in his power struggle against the Archduke. If nobles and commoners come to govern a city together, in just a few short years it will become obvious to the entire empire how advantageous this agreement is, and when the old traditions will have no choice but to step aside. I understand that things like this take time, but as you prepare for the revolt, I will support your underground movement with all the power and funding at my disposal, as long as you say you will walk towards this future with me. Mayor Egmont lets out an exhausted sigh. Delivering such a fervent speech is no easy task for a man his age. After a moment of quiet, you agree. Yes, you say, this is the future worth fighting for. The lost straw will support Egmont's plan. You promise to spread his vision to the free city of Anizo, first among the rebels, then through the city, starting immediately. You shake hands. Once the conversation is over, you leave the warehouse and walk back through the dark streets of Anizo. You have made a promise, but what are you actually going to do? There is a kernel of truth in Mayor Egmont's words. The industrialist's plan could actually work. This is no longer just a pointless revolt, doomed to fail. Dangerous thoughts begin running through your mind. Would it be best to abandon the idea of the free city of Anizo and report this meeting to Sir Felipe? We can keep the conversation a secret or report the conversation. You write Felipe a detailed report on the conversation with Egmont. You chose to take a chance and never mention Egmont's plan in your report to Felipe. Does this mean that he will get rid of Egmont, or just that he will know? Well, from the past, every decision had like immediate consequence, right? If I will report it, I assume that he will just kill him. He will just get rid of him immediately. So let's the conversation a secret. In a report to Felipe, you claim that Major Egmont was more careful than you expected, and your attempts to come to an agreement with him were unsuccessful. You claim that the industrialist is putting money into the struggle for commoners' rights, but cleverly disguises it as a charity. In the end of the report, you assure Felipe that you will find a way for the secret chancellery to connect Egmont's actions to underground activities and the brewing revolt. However, you cannot do it right now. You expect Felipe to reply with a furious letter, but as the days go by, you don't receive any single word from the secret chancellery advisor. His silence feels more menacing than any threat. Major Egmont, wealthy and powerful industrialist based in Anizot, but a representative of the common state in the Mergen Lesser Quorum. Seeking to protect the rights of the common folk, he nevertheless acts carefully and in moderation. A shrewd negotiator in matters of governments, he is always one step ahead of his opposition. Our relationship is zero, and status is secret plot. You and Mayor Egmont made a secret plan to incite rebellion in the city together. Wealth +1. The financial state of your family. Alright, so this is for my family, not for the city. That's nice. It would be nice to be richer. So our family is not only not poor, but quite well known again amongst the nobles. It's fine. You joined Egmont in his secret plot to start a rebellion in the city, yes. An old friend. Night is falling over Anizot. The stifling heat gives way to an eagerly anticipated freshness. After a day at work, you stroll home at a leisurely pace. You turn down a side street that you have known since you were a little boy. It is as if your legs are acting of their own accord, bringing you to the place of your childhood play, the remnants of the wooden fort. So much has changed since the days when you used to play here with your little friends. Engrossed in your memories, at first you fail to notice that you are not alone. Here, a tall figure in the uniform of a Legion officer approaches you. You see unruly brown hair and a twinkle in his eye. It is Thomas. Now that's a surprise. Hi Brante, fancy running into you the moment I'm back in the town. Nice. Your childhood friend puts his arm around you. Our battalions got transferred here recently. We're under the command of the Magra Legion now. I'm keeping the peace and maintaining order in my very own province. Well, why don't we catch up? Let me buy you dinner. We'll have a little chat. Remember the old days. Thomas cuts himself short. You certainly notice how much older he looks. His face has become sharper and rougher, and his eyes are filled with exhaustion rather than their usual mischievous sparkle. I should warn you, though, Finney, I ain't the best company nowadays. I've managed to get myself some powerful enemies already. I am a friend who could taint your good name, so if you'd rather not be seen with me, well, I understand. A smile on his face starts to fade. Have dinner with Thomas? Or walk away? We cannot walk away. Path of the Nobleman and Thomas Gere bound by friendship. So we can walk away if we are not bound by friendship. Have dinner with Thomas. You aren't about to miss a chance to spend some time with your old friend, no matter what kind of danger he is in. I really hope that we would spend some willpower. I would spend all of it to get some stupid stats up. Skimming, inexperience, manipulation, naive, eloquence, tongue-tied, neophyte, theology. This is all trash. Absolute trash. But the one point in everything except theology, which I wanted to have the highest. Yeah, we need to get most. Let's have dinner. You give Thomas your hand. You shake hands firmly. So you haven't forgotten your old friend, Brante. That's the way it ought to be. Well, come on then. Let me see what we are actually... Can we see the people? Occupation, this is... Relationships. Yeah, this is it. +4, so almost maximum. Sophia, we don't like you anyway. Augustine Elborne. Is it a nobleman? Kinda. He will like us. Octavia remembers you. Yeah, this is her. We met her once. No idea who she was. Janie. Yeah, no idea who that was. Otto, no idea who that was. Father Ulrich. I think nobody else matters, right? He will. I think he might. Father Archduke Meyer Egmont. Yeah, he will. I think he will matter a lot. But it looks like that most people are just there for being there. The relationships don't matter whatsoever. You go to a tavern, reminiscing about your childhood antics on these very streets along the way. You choose a table on the far corner of the tavern. Thomas orders a good bottle of wine and some food. You talk about your latest case, about your first year back in Anisot. You share family news, your quest to become nobles of the sword, the quarrels between your elder brother and sister, your mother's health. Thomas nods with concern. Sounds like you've had some tough times. Your family has always been different. Mine, on the other hand, is the same as it ever was. My pa is always in his workshop, and my ma's always doing chores. But look at me, I came home a service-clean nobleman. Although it doesn't bring me much joy anymore. Thomas is suddenly grim. You ask your old friend to share his troubles with you. He quickly glances around the room and lowers his voice. Well, I'm a captain in the Magran Legion now. And who is our commander? His Excellency Dorius Otten. That's right, I serve under the very same Archinian whose toes I stepped on back in Eterna. Alright. And you better believe he remembers me. I'm afraid things are gonna be... Wait a second. I'm afraid things are gonna end real bad. But hey, I'll figure it out somehow. Don't trouble yourself over it. Apart from that, well, it's the usual service. We impose order in uppity town and villages, protect the province, that sort of thing. And we're on drills all day long, obviously. If only you knew how sick I am of them barracks, Finny. I've thought about starting a family. My ma keeps telling me to find a nice girl to marry. She says it's high time I got hitched. So he either doesn't like the military life, or just he doesn't like it under the rule of his overseer. Commander. It is completely dark, and you are still talking. Finally, Thomas remembers that his parents are waiting for him. You get up from the table, leaving some dirty dishes, and quite a few empty bottles behind. On your way out, you catch a glimpse of a nondescript figure following you to the door. As you walk alongside Thomas through your home neighborhood, you keep glancing over your shoulder, but the shadow that was following you has disappeared. You reach your street and stop for a while in the semi-darkness between your family homes, just as you used to do all the years ago. Bye, Brante. I hardly ever come to Anisot these days. Our battalion is always on the march, all over the province. But twins willing, we will see each other real again soon. We will see each other again real soon. You advise your friend to safeguard his every life. Relationships +1. I thought that we were already +4. Okay, nice. Reputation -1. What? Who would know about this? How can we lose reputation by talking with him? There is absolutely no reason for that. Did we at least guess some? We got a +10 willpower. We were on 30 anyway. Yeah, the willpower is completely pointless mechanic, it seems like. We leveled nothing at all. The gunpowder plot. You are sitting on a solitary bench in a gazebo in the Archduke's garden. Tall lanterns spread their dim glow in the cool evening air. When Gaius Tempest became the overseer of Magra, one of his first edicts granted the commoners entry to the Archduke's garden. At the time, many Magrans saw this gesture as a sign of future change. But unfortunately, the right to visit the Archduke's garden is only when... Wait a second. Is the only new right the commoners now enjoy by the grace of Overseer Tempest. It does little to ease the burden of double taxation or the need to work the mines without gunpowder. A serpentine, stone-paved road leads to the gazebo. Many flower beds are nestled in the bends and coils of the elaborate path. In the distance, on the other end of the path, you finally see Sophia's silhouette. She takes a look around, then steps over the low fence and walks you throughout the flowers. I had trouble finding you here, Brante. Let's meet in one of the usual places next time. It isn't safe here. You agree. Although you are sick and tired of the stuffy basement rooms and trash-filled ruins where you typically arrange them, meet the leaders of the last straw calls. Calls? Where you typically arrange to meet the leaders of the last straw cells. All the leaders of the cells. Oh, yeah, okay, now I get it. Okay, let's get to it. The last straw needs gunpowder. We could really use some. If we had gunpowder, we could blow up the Emperor's statue in the Golden Square, or the wall of the city armory. There's all kinds of stuff we could do. The thing is, you can't find it anymore. Even owning is forbidden, thanks to Overseer. Magran industry has had to swallow a bitter pill and trade their fancy new gunpowder for good old shovels. I guess mining is very slow now. Except not everybody got rid of it. Lucky for us, right? That new friend of yours, Mayor Egmont, is a resourceful fellow. He started buying gunpowder by the barrel some 20 years ago to work the mines. They still use it in his mines, but late at night so nobody finds out. I think late at night when you're using gunpowder, shouldn't it be even more obvious? There's a warehouse where they keep mountains of that stuff, Brante. We need to get our hands on it. If we can get Mayor to hand it over on his own, all the better. But if he digs his heel in, we'll just pay the warehouse a visit and grab it. Done deal. What do you say? So many decisions, oh my god. Make a deal with Mayor Garmont. Not enough manipulation, still gunpowder, not enough scheming. Wait a second. Yes, this is the secret plot, we cannot do that, this is scheming, and Sophia has to like us. Report this to Felipe. In jeopardy. Reject the idea of gunpowder outright. You are staying out of this, your movement will do just fine without gunpowder. Alright, if you say game. I'm sure we will not get a willpower as a reward for this, right? You shake your head at the idea. Meddling with gunpowder sounds far too dangerous. The last or greatest asset is secrecy. Gunpowder means explosions, and an explosion cannot be kept secret. To prove your point, you remind Sophia that your goal is to keep innocent casualties to a minimum. Gunpowder never discriminates. An explosion would slay the innocent, as the guilty alike. Over the past few months, the last straw has been growing steadily in strength. You have enough men for any operation. Why risk it all for such a dubious opportunity? Sophia breathes in deeply, ready to make her case, but says nothing. A few moments later, she quietly exhales and sits next to you. It's pretty here, although I don't like gardens and parks all that much. They're beautiful but useless, you know. Just a place for aimless walking and idle chit-chat. Fits the noble way of life, I guess. I suppose you are right, Brante. The powder can go to the foot of the pillar for all I care. We'll do just fine without it. Oh, thank you so much for the willpower. Stay here with me for a while, okay? I don't want to be here all by myself. I think that we are just getting the base, outcomes to everything now, because we cannot get stats if we don't have stats for options, and yeah, we cannot choose those outcomes because we don't have those stats that we would get by choosing those options. This is really bad development. Doesn't make any sense. Okay. It would be much better if you could spend the willpower to substitute those stats. Like if we had 9, but we needed 12, so just let me spend 15 willpower to actually get that outcome. The call of the ancestors. Today is the big day for the Brante family. The day your family line started. The day when you remember all your ancestors. The night everyone who bears the name Brante must descend into the family crypt to keep vigil by the tombs. This is the time to surrender yourself to your ancestors and hear their will. Oh nice, I'm so ready to hear grandfather. The entire family prepares for the evening in silence. Stefan has been choosing his apparel since morning, praying anxiously under his breath all the while. The hair has a special place in the family vigil. Even mother is planning to go with you. Your father tries to talk her out of it. Lydia, I beg you, stay home. You are far too weak for an all-night vigil in the crypt. Gloria would be so kind as to stay with your mother since you cannot join us anyway. Gloria answers in a muffled voice. As you wish, Sir Robert. The late Sir Gregor would only be enraged to see mother there. All we remember how their last encounter ended. Father nods curtly, avoiding Gloria's gaze. But at that moment your attention is drawn to a noise in the foyer. Nathan staggers through the door, stumbling over his own feet. He reeks of cheap wine and filth. He reeks of filth, or cheap filth. I'm not late, am I? Everyone gazes at him in consternation. Nathan almost falls into Mother's and Gloria's arms. Distressed, they fuss over him. Stefan eyes his younger brother coldly. I expected nothing more of you, Nathan. Why even speak of duty to your family when you can even manage to live by the commoner's lot? Go lie down in the pantry and stay out of our sight. Father Finney, it's time, let's go. Alongside Father and Stefan, you descend into the family crypt. You cannot help but remember paying your last respects to your grandfather 9 years ago. 9 years ago. You light the lamps, dim, eerie flames illuminate the shrine. In the middle of it stands a magnificent stone tomb containing the long decayed remains of Gregor Brante. You take your places around the crypt and kneel. The all-night vigil has begun. At first, your ancestors remain silent. Each of you is left with their own thoughts. Then a low murmur passes around you. The shadows in the corner of the room deepen. The voices grow stronger. You know that the ancestors of Gregor Brante, long forgotten commoners from whom you never met, are trying to talk to you. But now a memory of them has come to life in the darkness of the crypt. They are pleading for something, demanding it of you, calling out to you, screaming. Finally, you all hear that painfully familiar, deep, imperious voice echo from the far end of the chamber. It's been a long time since I've seen you all. I hope you bear good tidings. All this time, I've been waiting for you to fulfill my mission. Remember, as long as I am in your blood, I will give you no peace. I did not have my family ennobled just to see our line cut short. Our blood tide must join the grand flow of the empire, and then each of my descendants will inherit nobility forever and ever. But I do not see any of you before my tomb. Where are you hiding? Where is the head of our family, the man who will speak to me? Where is the man who will heed my will? Father rises from his knees and makes his way towards grandfather's stone tomb, the source of that booming voice. But Stefan suddenly pushes him out of the way. Father takes an indignant step forward, but Stefan firmly bars the way. Stop it, Stefan. You are my heir, but you are not the head of this family. Father, it is not you that Sir Gregor is addressing. Earning the nobility of the sword is my duty to him. He has long forsaken any hope of seeing you achieve it. You must understand that I am the one who will fulfill that duty. Stefan does not let him pass. Father breathes heavily in anger. You can all but feel the frantic beating of both their hearts resonating somewhere within you. Both your father and brother seem to have forgotten that you are here too. Even the restless voice of your ancestors have grown hushed, waiting for the outcome of this confrontation. We cannot stop because we are not nobles, I guess. Side with father or support Stefan's superiority, the eldest brother has earned the right to speak to the ancestors on behalf of the family. Robert Brante remains the head of the family. He is +1, he is +4. Does it matter now? I think one will go up, one will go down. Father still likes us. I'm thinking about... If Stefan will go there, then maybe grandfather will not be as annoying. Maybe it will be more important for Stefan to go there. Even that I would like father to go there. Let's try it. You walk up to father and gently put a hand on his shoulder. Let Stefan talk to grandfather. This is what our ancestor wishes. There is no reason to oppose him. Father lowers his head and steps to the side. Stefan approaches your grandfather's tomb, his fist clenched tight. Stefan, I've always known that if anyone will lead the Brante's family to glory, it will be my grandson. Yeah, he always liked him. Sir Gregor, we are closer to becoming nobles of the sword than ever before. The Overseer looks upon us with favor. Give us but a couple more years, and your dream will come true. My dream, Stefan, it is the great cause of anyone who bears the name of Brante. Earning us a place in eternity is just duty to your blood. Just as it is my duty to look out for you even from beyond the grave. Your father's holiness have become a veritable threat, and I must help you overcome it. You still cater to those foundings, Lydia and Gloria, risking a permanent blemish upon the Brante name, my name. You are but a step away from leading our family to shame and ruin. Stefan, you are the heir of this family. Do not take after your spineless father. Do what must be done. Cleanse our family of wickedness. Stefan is suddenly shivering. You've never seen your elder brother like this before. He replies to his ancestor in an unsteady voice. But Gloria, I can't. Do you dare hesitate? That though I might be, my will lives on, and you are the embodiment of this will in the realm of the living. Well, I was thinking that he might be actually nicer and do something else, not to tell our brother to kill the rest of the family. But Stefan checks himself. I will do my duty to my family, Sir Gregor. Whatever the price, I will pay it. The crypt is completely silent once more. You are alone again. You see tears glistening on Stefan's face. You suddenly clasp in his arms. He suddenly clasps you in his arms. I hope you really do understand me, Finny. This is the burden I must bear. But I don't wish any harm to come to anyone who lives under our roof. I will find a solution that is best for us, for all of us. While your brother holds you in his firm embrace, you hear a sorrowful sigh from father. You watch as his lone, hunched figure walks up the stairs. The vigil is over. +2 relations, +3 sympathy. I think this might be important later if he likes us. Everybody should be fine. We will see. Unity -1, disagreements. This would always go down, right? Even if father went there. I think they would still... Well, we don't know. This is family. It is 5. Willpower, really? Thank you so much. Diplomacy +1. Influential. We are diplomatic. At least something. How much willpower would we have if there was no cap? Like 50? The errors of youth. It has been a month since Sofia left the city on Felipe's urgent orders. You have no idea where she went. Until she returns, the last straw has been laying low. You have had to tend to the print shop all by yourself. Early morning. Father Faut welcomes you to the print shop. He looks like he was asleep just a moment ago himself. He gets up from his makeshift bed of crates and beckons you closer with a finger. Brante, I've got something to tell you, young man. So I made my rounds last night, so to speak. I stopped by a few flop houses, hit a few taverns and other dens of iniquity. And I met a young man we could use. Not sure if we can trust him though. His name is Gustav. He told me he comes from Eterna. He says he's on the run from the secret chancellery. He insists he was with the underground there in the capital. The Lotless, they are called. They were responsible for that march of the colors 4 years back. So Gustav tells me all the Lotless were nabbed by secret chancellery spooks after their march. He thinks the Anisode underground club could be in danger too. The trouble is, that's all he told me. He's not exactly a trusting fellow. I think one of us ought to talk to him, find out who he is and what he knows. He looks shady if you ask me, but maybe we could use him here. What do you say, young man? You thank Faut for the information. You will think about how to meet with Gustav yourself. Just give me the word, young man, and I will set it up. Faut bows, stretches, and walks off to the printing press. You sigh, trying to steady the furious beating of your heart. Yeah, not ideal. Gustav was one of your trusted agents back in Eterna. If he gets too friendly with the last straw in Anisode, your name will come up eventually. You do not think that Gustav ever found out that the Lotless were established on Philip's order, but still, he knows that you were deeply involved in the march. That alone might be enough for him to dismantle your cover story here in Anisode. You need to deal with this problem as quickly as possible. Oh, look at those choices. Oh my god. We can lure him to trap. We can help him escape the city. We can explain ourselves to him. The Lotless at large. It would be nice. I have no idea what is the Lotless at large. Maybe if they survived. Order everyone to lie low. You alert Felipe to Gustav's presence. The Secret Chancellery can solve this problem for you. I'm sure that we will not get a willpower for this. Dealing with Gustav on your own could put you and your cover story in danger. You send Felipe an urgent report. You warn him about the lost surviving member of the Lotless and ask him to solve this problem for you. Then you send a warning to each of the last straw cells. Lay low, stay out of contact, and wait for a signal. Would I do that? I don't think so. I think I would warn him if I could. For several weeks, you live a quiet, peaceful life of a print shop owner. Days pass. You hear nothing about Gustav or the Lotless. Your worries eventually disappear. There are no new news about the recent injustices throughout the Empire, no never-ending speeches to inspire the people to fight, no meetings in basements. It feels strange at first, but you soon grow accustomed to this serene existence. Time marches on, but these peaceful days cannot last forever, and one fine morning you receive a letter from Felipe. Your problem has been solved. Get back to work. You've lost too much time already. No more delays. Infiltration -1. Treacherous position. Spy network is falling. Year 1140. Egmont's speech. Just a few days into the year, Mayor Egmont, chairman of the Lesser Quorum and owner of several silver mines, made a speech that caused quite a stir in the province. Through a commoner, Egmont had the gall to demand that the Margan authorities both enforce and obey imperial law. What's the use of the imperial laws if they aren't enforced as they should be? Even today, any undeserved nobleman who gets up on the wrong side of the bed can draw his sword and run a commoner through with impunity. These gentlemen may be our rulers, but does that mean they can defy the Emperor's will? Sir Elborne has been appointed to enforce the rule of law in Magra. How come the Perfects doesn't see this? We commoners aren't trying to seize the noble lot and take over the province. But the rule of tradition is a thing of the past. This is age of justice. We may not all be equal in its eyes, but even the nobles and clergy must obey the law. The Magran aristocracy is furious with Egmont and demand that he will be silenced, but the rich industrialist has too much money and too many connections to be dealt with so easily. You hear more and more rumors about secret societies of commoners appearing in the city, plotting against the noble rule. The gentry fears that Egmont and his peers might be behind this, but they have no proof, at least for now. Father Leonard, abbot of the Temple of the Silver Tree and leader of the New Believers, supports Egmont and has spoken publicly in his favor. The twins themselves entrusted the noble estate with the right to rule over the common folk, but rulers must also care for their subjects. The old faith is mistaken. No commoner should ever be forced to suffer. It is this way for a reason. It is this very reason that the imperial law exists. It is there to ease the people's suffering. May those laws be duly enforced, and may they serve all the people of the empire. Okay, we are at 0. Order is lowering. Wealth of Magra -1. They're still secure. chat with the magistrate. Your heart is pounding madly in your chest. You gasp desperately for air, paralyzed by fear. Two burly young men have just pulled a sack over your head and shoved you into carriage. Who could have done this? Others Felipe's men, members of the Last Straw, someone else with a grudge against you? Where are they taking you? Can you ever hope to survive this day? The carriage comes to a stop. We also still have 4 lives. And unless there is some other magical way we can die in one day, in one hit, I don't think that's fine. They drag you out, get on your feet and force you to walk. You march down long hallways in complete silence. Then at last, they seat you in a chair. Remy L. Verman. Who is that? Magistrate of Anizote, manages the city's affairs, head of the noble court of honor. An inveterate follower of the noble tradition of old. He opposes any and all change in the empire. Alright, so I guess someone who is not great to talk with. Get a thing off his head. I can't talk to him like that, can I? A hand wrenches the sack off your head. Light stabs you in the eyes as you gasp for air. Once your eyes adjust, you see a dining table covered in years of dust. This is a noble mansion, abandoned long ago. The paint is peeling and the glazed gilt trim is cracked and faded. The once magnificent furniture is covered in rust and cobwebs. In the midst of this withered splendor, you see a man who is known to all, the magistrate of Anizote, Sir Remy L. Verman. I suppose you've caught your breath by now, Brante? Let's have a little chat, shall we? First, the obvious. I know what you are, and I know who you work for. I know your family. I have the power to ruin you and your father and everyone else you care about. If anyone ever hears about this conversation, I will crush you before you can blink. But I didn't arrange this meeting just to threaten you. I'm prepared to offer you something. Salvation. A glib smile spreads across L. Verman's face. Now let's move on to the meat of our little tete-a-tete. I have no idea what that is. You're in a real pickle, Brante. You will never escape Philip's iron grip. He will continue to use you as long as you remain useful, and the moment that usefulness ends, he will deem you an obstacle and eliminate you. However, I would like to extend to you an offer of protection. If you help me, I will keep you safe from Felipe and the secret chancellery. I'm aware of Felipe's schemes to obtain special authority from the Overseer. The old dog is hungry for power, but I have enough on my plate as it is. What with El Borne's prefecture and Egmont's lesser quorum? Secret Chancellery is supposed to safeguard Imperial rule, but instead, Felipe is playing a game of his own in my city. Anizote does not need another man who treats it like a plaything for acting out his utopian fantasies. This is disaster waiting to happen. If the Secret Chancellery ever gets discretionary powers, no one will ever be able to stand in its way, especially commoners like you. So here's the deal, Brante. You help me rid Anizote of the Lesser Quorum and all the other rebels and rebel rousers, and I will save you from Felipe. I already know that Mayor Egmont and his cronies are connected to your secret network, and knowing the Secret Chancellery, I'm quite certain you've made a note of Egmont's every last... I'm quite certain you've made a note of Egmont's every last misdeed. Once you have enough evidence to put good old Mayor behind bars, or in a noose, bring me everything you've got on him, and the others upstart. Felipe will be left empty-handed. With Egmont out of the picture, I'll be free to disband the Lesser Quorum and rule this city in peace, and then I'll finally drive Felipe out of Anizote. Which means that you will go free, I will rule as I should, and the city of Anizote will turn to normal. No blood will be shed. There will be no more plotting, no more need to pretend. What do you say to that, Brante? We can agree to the deal, we can refuse outright, or evade the question. We can agree without anything. You promise to help El Varman get rid of Mayor Egmont in return for his protection against Felipe. Refuse outright if you have valor, alright. You refuse to make a deal with El Varman and betray Felipe. Wait, you refuse to make deal and betray Felipe. I guess that it means that we refuse to betray him, not that we refuse to make deal and refuse to and to betray him. Evade the question. You answer vaguely. You do not refuse El Varman. Once again, you do not refuse El Verman's offer, but you do not make any promises either. We have the diplomacy. I think that's one thing that we can at least use. I think I would either refuse. Let's evade the question. Yeah, I think that's the best one. Trying to undermine Felipe and the Secret Chancellor would be suicide. Besides, how do you know the magistrate will not get rid of you just the same once the job is done? Yet the magistrate wields great power. To refuse him would make him into yet another fearsome enemy. You raise your feet and thank Sir El Verman for his confidence. You are ready to cooperate, you say, but Felipe trusts no one. You are watched at all times. It will take a long time for the magistrate to get the results he wants. The magistrate nods, satisfied with your answer. Wait a second. But Felipe trusts no one. You are watched at all times. It will take a long time for the magistrate to get the results he wants. Yeah. A wise choice, Brante. My men will see you out. And don't forget the first part of our little chat. We never met. This never happened. You continue sending the usual reports to Felipe, and from time to time, you send El Vermont a vague letter. If the magistrate wants to believe you have agreed to his deal, you see no reason to disappoint him. Your web of lies is growing larger and more convoluted by the day, but perhaps this new connection will come in handy. Reputation of our family goes up, nice. +1 will be renewed amongst nobles. Diplomacy +1, willpower -5. I guess we will be a great diplomat. Brothers in misery. Your home has been much more peaceful for the last year. The fights between Stefan and Gloria are not as fierce now, but how long will this last? Your job takes up all your time. You see your parents and siblings less and less often. Sometimes you don't even know what they are doing while you deal with the constant stream of duties. This morning you head out on urgent business. You take one step out of the gate and run into an uninformed gendarme. I don't even... What is this word? Let me seek it out. I've read it like 20 times already and I still don't know what it is. Gendarme. Oh.
Gendarme.
Gendarme. Interesting, alright. Into a uniformed gendarme. Captain Linat. Mini Brante, your presence is requested at the prefecture dungeon. Taken aback, you ask what this is about. We have your brothers Stefan and Nathan, Brante in a cell. They were arrested last night at the Steiner's Inn. They asked us to send for you. Cells in the prefecture dungeon are cold and damp. The guards lead you to the bars, and behind them you see Nathan huddled in the corner. Your younger brother is unshaven, more disheveled than usual, and reeking of wine and filth. Near a cell, you see Stefan grimly sitting in a chair. You guess that the gendarmes though it's best not to put him in the same cell as his lone-born brother. Upon seeing you, Nathan lets out a whimper and Stefan cracks a bitter smile. The sheet on your brother's belt is empty. There you at last, Vinny. Have a look at your younger brother. Yesterday he got drunk in the company of some dubious fellows. They are commoners, yet they dare to surrender to pleasure. They started a brawl, wrecked the inn, and harassed the waitress. As soon as I heard, I rushed to save this drunken from a shame. Nathan covers into the corner, horror-struck. I walked in and demanded that Nathan come with me, but his cronies wouldn't let him go. That's not true. You just grabbed me by the collar and dragged me after you. You nearly suffocated me. Shut your mouth, Cor. So, brother, they seem to have some sort of sect. They all shouted defamations against the twin gods, and one of them grabbed me by the arm. I was forced to skewer this heretic with my sword. I hope a lesser death will teach him never to lay his filthy paws on a nobleman. Oh, maybe a comeback into our faith that we are completely lacking. He was just trying to talk to you, Stephen. Silence. Then the gendarmes barged in, and here we are. I have been accused of an unlawful murder. Apparently, the new laws allow killing a commoner only if he attacks first or wields a weapon. They say that in the event of an insult, I'm supposed to file a complaint with the prefecture. So now they are going to seize my sword for a whole year. What a shame. It's all your fault, Nathan. Stephen gives the bars a furious kick. Nathan covers his face with hands in despair. Vinny, brother, you're our only hope. Get me my sword back and get us out of here. And fast. We have to bury this sordid affairs as deep as we can before anyone finds out. Save our family from shame. He's our authority. We are not noblemen. Career is at least 5. What? We have a career? Occupation. We have unrest and spy network. What is a career? I have absolutely no idea what is career. I guess it might be something that we would get if we were a nobleman. Lead them to the Inquisition, path of the priest, Inquisition power. Blackmail the judge, path of the lawless, spy network at least 5. Well, that would have been nice. Ask father for help or refuse to help. You will not try to get your brothers out of trouble. You persuade the head of the family to use his power as judge to free Stephen and Nathan. Yeah, I don't think we are refusing help. We have to ask father. We tell Stefan that the only way to get them out of this mess is with father's help. No, Finny, father must not know about this. If he gets involved, we won't be able to avoid dishonor in the family. You could reply that after this incident, disgrace is inevitable. All that remains is to try minimize the damage. Leaving your brothers, you go upstairs to your father's office. What happened, Finny? You give father an account of the incident. He becomes more and more grim with every word you utter. It is why I earned the judge's mantle. To get my own sons out of prison, I would have expected something like this from Nathan, but Stefan? I will not demand myself so they can avoid their punishment. You argue that in this case, the damage to your family's reputation will be far greater. Stefan will be publicly deprived of his sword, and Nathan will be sentenced to hard labor on the streets. I hate to admit it, but you are right, son. I'll have to swallow my pride and plead their case to the prefect. Stefan is nephew after all. Good old nepotism. Father gets an audience with his superior, Elborne. He returns downhearted, but holding the prefect's order. Together you walk excuse me. Together you walk down the dungeon and present the order to the gendarmes. Stefan Brante's sword is to be returned at once. He has not broken the law and must be freed. As for Nathan Brante, we will personally cover the damages the inn has sustained. There is no reason to keep a son of a nobleman family behind bars. Seeing the prefect's seal, the gendarme nods obediently and returns Stefan's sword. Father, I knew you would come to the rescue. I haven't really done anything shameful. We will discuss this at home. Stefan sheathes his sword reverently as Nathan is let out of the cell. The elder brother takes the younger by the scarf of his neck and pulls him to the door. Nathan staggers and shuffles along limply. The prefecture is highly displeased with the incident, with the indiscreet nepotism your father took advantage of. Unsavory rumors about the Brante family creep through on his own. Back home, father lectures Stefan. Your elder brother objects and blames Nathan for everything. From now on, there will be no more drinking bouts or another nocturnal exploits, Nathan. Who are those rogues you have befriended anyway? Stop shaming this family. If you are so worthless, at least let others go about their business in peace. Do you understand, you blockhead? Nathan remains silent, staring despondently somewhere above him. +1 with Nathan, alright, sympathy. +1 with Stefan. Affection. -1 with father, but we are still in a big plus. Even more unity, loss and reputation. Well, we are still in modest position, but this might be worse. I mean, what? This never meant anything, did it? Well, unless I never noticed. Maybe the entire events are different based on the unity of the family, but it really looks like the unity is completely pointless during decisions. Like, unity is low, but we all like each other. Well, where is the... Yeah, sympathy. Affection, sympathy. They at least like me. Manipulation +1. Kenny, oh no. No way. We can finally manipulate. Freedom of speech. Your print shop has been graced by an unusual guest today. A short man of considerable age, dressed in the brown cassock of a priest. A smile appears on his round face. Father Mark. Good morning, young man. You must be the owner of this splendid print shop. I've heard so much about you and this wonderful place of yours. You ask the visitor his name. What brings him to your print shop? Oh yes, my apologies. I am Mark. Father Mark, if you will. There is a certain matter I hope you can help me with. I've learned much during my many years in this world, but alas, our time here is short, and like everyone else, I will eventually have to face the ruthless scrutiny of the twins themselves. However, I would like the truths that have been revealed to me to live on after I shuffle off this mortal coil, which is why I've come to you. I've written a book, you see, and now I want you to help me print it. I want the largest print run you can possibly manage. The old priest is clearly not giving you the full picture. Why has he come here, out of all places? You see, young man, my teachings are a bit bold for a realm that has endured for thousands of years of the twins' tyranny. Even the new faith sees the truth I preach as excessively blasphemous. But your print shop is known for its, shall we say, open-minded approach. I believe you have the fortitude to appreciate my teaching and the courage to accept my offer. I mean, if you pay well, of course. Would Father Mark be so kind as to explain his teachings to you? Another smile, kind-hearted and sly, appears readily on the monk's face. But of course, my son, by the will of the twins, it is my lot to preach. How could I refuse to instruct those in need? Here is the fundamental principle of my doctrine. Our gods are shit. We don't need them. They say a tree is known by its fruit. Well, if the twins are a tree, then their fruits are will, love, and law. But their will is arbitrary, their love is cruel, and their law is ruthless. The twins don't know the meaning of the word mercy. All they bring to this world is suffering. Everyone in this world is miserable, regardless of their estate or status, and we will continue to be miserable as long as we continue to accept the burden of the divine chains. There is only one path to salvation to this world: reject the twins outright. You, and only you, must accept responsibility for your own life. Forge your own secular law. Fill your heart with secular love. Exercise your own secular will, and forget all about the twins. So I guess secular means without gods. Makes sense. But what about the hereafter, you say? What about the final judgment, eternal torment at the foot of the pillar, and never-ending bliss at the peak? Everyone asks me this, and here's what I tell them. What happens to you after the hereafter doesn't matter, because there won't be any. You in hereafter anyway. We will all be dissolved into the twins' own endless will, out there, on the other side of the true death. Father Mark will cease to exist, and so will you, young man. Wait, so what is happening with grandfather? Is that the twins? Are those illusions? Is that him? Is he at the pillar, at the top, at the bottom of the pillar? So many questions. You will have no will. You will make no decisions. You will be incapable of action. In other words, your life will be over. Your existence ends with your true death. Whatever happens to you after that won't really be happening to you, so who cares? So let's all tell the twins to take their bullshit law, their bullshit will, and their bullshit love, and shove them straight up their divine asses. Let's cast away the yoke of the gods and live our worldly lives free of their despotic, ruthless rule. Bring the boots in secret. Of course, we need way too much scheming, so we can do that. Report the encounter to Felipe. You will take Father Mark's manuscripts directly to Felipe. Read and disseminate the book yourself. Eloquence at least 12. Yeah, we can do that. We will publish Father's Mark book and get on his good side. Then denounce him and all of his followers to Felipe. Tell your father about the encounter. If the prefecture can apprehend such a dangerous apostate, Father's standing will surely improve. So we literally cannot accept him. Yeah, we would need scheming. And eloquence if we actually wanted to do this. We can get rid of him by Felipe or just give it to Father. And we are giving him to Father. I would accept this if I could. We need the money and this would make some very nice books, but yeah. If the prefecture can apprehend such a dangerous apostate, Father's standing will surely improve. Let's do it. To reject the twins is to deny their law, their will and their love. To reject the twins is to deny that their empire is blessed and absolute. To reject the twins is to deny that the Tempest are chosen by the gods themselves to rule. If these teachings begin to spread, there will be an unrest, the likes of which the province has not seen since the emergence of the new faith. His book is fomenting rebellion against the Tempest, the Empire, and the Twins. That would be very nice. You accept the Brothers Mark manuscripts and promise to print the rune as soon as possible. As soon as the priest leaves the print shop, you head to the prefecture to see Father. You describe the strange visit, and hand Mark's manuscript over to him. He ought to handle this case himself, you say. The heretic must be arrested before it's too late. Excuse me. This is extremely troubling, son. Matters such as these are really the Inquisition's domain, but we judges have some work to do here too. This priest is inciting a rebellion against the Empire. He must face judgment under imperial law. I'm glad you came to me with this. You did the right thing. This will be an excellent opportunity for El Borne and me to set our opponents at ease. No one at the prefecture will be able to say we don't protect imperial tradition now. Father Mark is soon arrested and sent to the prefecture prison to await trial. Will he be executed for this? When the heretical priest is arrested, the city grows restless, but there is no rioting, no protests. Many people leave the province in a hurry, including nobles, commoners, and even few priests. Some of your own men flee Magra without saying a word. You have to rack your brains to find replacements. You have seen for yourself just how many apostates reside in Anzio. Unrest went down, but also spy network. Treacherous position. Your covert citywide network of spies and informants determines the influence of the Sacred Chancellery in the city of Anzio. Yeah, we are down. Reputation +1, unity +1. Yeah, we bettered our family. I still have no idea what either of these are for, but... Sound of Thunder. This event is a consequence of your previous actions. Conditions met. Spy network is 2 or less. Late one night, you send all the print shop employees home. Felipe Arfero wishes to see you in person tonight. You sit behind your desk, anxiously attentive to every sound. You hear a quiet stomping outside. Several men enter the room, led by Moss. Would be good target to assassinate. Hello there, Finney. They are all, without a doubt, armed. They stop at the door. You hear a cane tapping on the floor as Felipe walks in. He sits at your desk and squints at you without saying a word. So, Brante, how's our spy network doing? I'm not the spy master, am I? Is that she? Is that her job? You open your mouth, but the advisor cuts you short. His voice is utterly hostile. Why aren't you getting any results? Do you think you can fool me, or are you just too stupid to be entrusted with such a crucial mission? How can I explain your ineptitude, Brante? Betrayal or idiocy? Don't you understand that your job is the only thing that you should be doing? Don't you see how important it is? I'm standing on the brink of chaos, and it's about to consume us all. The safety of the Empire depends on the intelligence you are supposed to be gathering. I trust you, and what am I getting, and what I get in return? Idleness and wasted time. Either you're dragging your feet on purpose, or you're too witless and sluggish to obey my orders. I have no use for traitors or fools. Was I wrong to believe Sophia? Should I just dispose of you and find someone who can do better? Oh, so many options, oh my god. We can lie to him if we had manipulation. That is way too high. Everything is just so much higher. Like, we are absolutely unable to do the choices. Promise quick results. Scheming. We can beg. Wait, no, we can. Not we can, this is the only thing that we are doing. You ask the advisor to forgive your failure. Lowering your head, you implore Felipe to forgive your failure. If the advisor could just wait a little longer. Felipe taps the desk, annoyed, then lets out a tired sigh. You don't seem to understand, Brante. There's only one thing that matters in our life of work: results. If you can't get results, you're no use to me. Felipe rises, snaps his fingers, and points right at you. His goons instantly rush to your side and twist your arms behind your back. They push you onto the desk. Papers and writings implements scatter across the floor. Oliver looks at you with genuine compassion. Tough break, Finney. Felipe towers over you like a grim shadow. I do not tolerate failure from my subordinates, Brante. The advisor gestures to Moss. You try to say something to explain, to assure Felipe of your loyalty. Moss puts one hand on your back of your head and the other on your chin. Your neck snaps with a sickening crunch. Darkness falls. First death. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft featherbed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints, just a warm glow that envelops you in the secure embrace. The waves carry you, their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It is a feeling unlike anything you have ever experienced before, something absolute and complete. You touch something greater, the reason behind everything, the reason for your very existence. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you've ever felt, boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast the light in all directions, and now you are here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of a shining pillar. You still see it, in the north as always. The waves of light carry you. Two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over and plants a featherless kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with unparalleled delight and bliss. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. You will never be alone. You are part of them, a part of your family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They watch over you constantly. The elder softly touches you as you lie spread out amongst the waves, sending you further down the torrent of light. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down along its trunk, but do not wish to part with the warmth and softness with their love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go, your time has not yet come. You must return to the world now. As you tumble down towards your body, comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, but it presents in the entire design of the twins. It is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? Empire, Lot, family, cause yourself remain silent. What? By creating the Empire, the twin gods cared for all living creatures. The Empire is only the thing that gives us place in the world and connection to others. It is an enormous family made for people by the gods. The gods give you a clear mission in this world, thus giving you very beings, your very being. This is a manifestation of their love for you and all living things. Love always lives in kindred blood. You share the miracle of life and the universe with your kin. Your family is what you are giving upon being born and what you leave behind when you depart. Pause. The love for gods have you, so is great. They allow you to change the world they have created, to influence it with your deeds, whatever your mission is. It is the proof of the twin gods' love for you. What could be stronger manifestation of love than your very existence? Your every emotion, every thought, every action exists by virtue of the love from which twin gods created you. You do not find the answer you seek. I have absolutely no idea what this is about. I don't know what to choose here. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins that is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of love in your mortal life? I mean, it says that it is the design. So yourself, I guess. Manifestation in your very existence. Definitely not empire, the cause, silent, not the lot, family. Yeah, let's say yourself. A sudden comprehension of the love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind, but it fades away and vanishes. You regain a sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks the lightness, that light. It is a burden. It is smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. A stagnant odor of the crypt fills them, revolting, but so real. You are back. The crypt is quiet. A ray of light from a tiny window strikes your eyes. You awaken. You sit up, your feet touching the stone floor. You instinctively reach for your neck. You are lucky. This death was just a warning. You cannot expect Advisor El Ferro to be so merciful next time. Spy network -1. So wait a second. He complained that the spy network is going down, and by that event the spy network went down even further. Might make sense. Sure. Oh, thank you for the willpower. Deaths. Died once. Manipulation +1. 11, that's pointless basically. Well, it's at least is something. Willpower is completely useless. '41. The guns of Illyria. Marga has received alarming news from the neighboring province of Illyria. The low-born convicts toiling in the Illyrian mines have revolted against their noble masters. For the first time in many long, peaceful years, commoners have taken up arms. Worse yet, the insurgents have had guns and gunpowder. No one knows how they got them. Gunpowder weapons were banned throughout the Empire as soon as they were invented. The lords deemed firearms dishonorable and unfit for the nobles. Even legion soldiers are forbidden from using them. But now gunshots were echoing throughout the munitions, the mutinous Illyrian mines. The Imperial Legion was deployed to quell the riot. The legionnaires slaughtered the rebels without mercy, and the uprising choked to death on its own blood before it had even begun. The south of Illyria is now a forest of gallows. The convicts' corpses were left swaying in the wind as a warning to any commoner who might dare to take up arms. Although the rebellion quickly succumbed to the Imperial military's onslaught, many Legion soldiers and officers were slain by the insurgents' firearms. Their steel armor was no match for bullets. The rioters' weapons were destroyed in a public ceremony, but no one knows who built or smuggled them into the mines. All Imperial overseers soon issued public reminders in their provinces. The punishment for owning a gunpowder weapon is true death by execution. But the Empire is still restless, still anxious. Somehow, guns found their way into commoners' hands, if only for a short time. Would gunpowder and lead one day endanger the same old ways of the Empire? Authorities of Magra fear that unrest may soon spill over there. Due to the double tax, peasant farms and industrial manufacturers are facing harsh times. The province's wealth is steadily declining, but the discontent of the commoners is still held back by the eternal lot. that demands they accept their suffering. I'm thinking about it now, then, if you are a commoner, right, and you died 3 times, there's no reason for you to fear the true death, right, because any death is your true death. So if you are going to die, you can at least try to do something. Wealth of Magra, -1, security. We are going down. Chapter Peacetime ends soon. Well, that was soon. Examine possible chapter endings to check which way you are headed. To achieve the goals that you have chosen, you will have to meet all of its conditions at the end of the chapter. Yeah, this is literally the game telling me that this is not a decision-making game. You have to know what you're going for. True death. Accept true death or death is for. Glory to the Empire. If Spy Network is at least 80, that's definitely not happening. Sofia and Felipe, both people that I despise. The Free City. Unrest is at least 8. Spy Network is less than 6. This looks like the most likely outcome. Together with Mayor Egmont, the Lost Straw Initiative incites a rebellion against the common folk to fight for their rights. Master of Anizote. Oh, this is the one. Yeah, you help the magistrate regain control of Anizote in exchange for protection against the secret chancellery. Spy at work is not happening. Made a deal. In danger. Yeah, that's not happening. The Last Straws Riot. Unrest is 9, 10. What? 9 or 10? Maybe? Sofia groans close. Soil loyalty. Last Straw breaks free of its chain and incites a full-blown uprising against the rebellion. Against the Empire, sorry. Yeah, we need Sofia close for that. So even the unrest might be happening. Sofia can burn. I don't care. Farewell, advisor. Philip's plan come to fruition. You finally earn your freedom. What is the difference between... Oh, I guess this is that we like him and we work with him. This is just we got free. Free man. The Brante family now has enough influence to protect you against Sir Felipe's wrath. Favored by the Overseer. So if we raise the reputation of the family, I see. And for whatever reason, I think that there will be accepting true death, because, yeah, we will see. I will not try to min-max it, even that I absolutely should, because we still don't, well, I don't know the outcomes. I have absolutely no idea what we are getting. So let's just see how we will finish this chapter. If it will be the end of the game, or just... we will see. It has been 4 years since Archduke Milandias and Overseer Tempest first clashed. Each claims the right to collect taxes in the province. Now, for the 3rd year in a row, they are each collecting their own tax, and the province is sinking deeper into poverty. The people who have been hit the hardest are miners, diggers, and anyone who owns or manages a mine. When gunpowder first appeared in Magra, mine workers felt hope for a better future for the first time in years. But then ban soon followed, and those hopes died. People have lost their jobs, industrialists and manufacturers have lost their fortunes. The silver industry is in decline. The Lesser Quorum, led by Mayor Egmont, has been fighting to stop double taxation and reverse the ban on gunpowder for a long time now, but to no avail. The common people blame Magistrate El Verman. He has supported the gunpowder ban from the very beginning, branding it too dangerous to be handled by commoners. This friction is throwing sparks everywhere. We've always known that unrest would flare up one day, but oddly enough, it all begins with celebration. It is early in the morning, you are eating breakfast with your family. Stefan is excited. Your brother has been invited to a ball at the Chancellery, and he has been getting ready ever since he woke up. That is a lot of people around the table. That's we. And nobody sitting in that chair? Magistrate L. Verman is a sly man, Stefan. I'd be wary of him if I were you. Some friends in high places can take more than they give. Enough, father. I already know that, but if we ever want to be ennobled by the sword, we have to take advantage of every opportunity that presents itself. There will be nobles of the highest rank there, from all over the province. Besides, there is no risk in making L. Verman's acquaintances. L. Verman's acquaintance. Their conversation continues. Bored, you excuse yourself and go to the print shop. An ordinary day of work is followed by an ordinary evening. You're about to close up shop for the night when Alida arrives unexpectedly. She brings a letter. And where is the witch? Oh my god. You know what? Don't even show yourself. You are doing nothing here. Alina Sirin. It's an urgent report from Sofia. Oh, hello. We're talking about you. You glance through it hurriedly. The handwriting is not Sofia's. Philippa has taken a great risk by writing to you under a false name, which means that this news is too urgent for caution. Our informers with Egmont's goons have warned us about the march tomorrow morning. There's trouble brewing. Miners, diggers, and even mine owners are involved. They're coming from all over the province to demand that L. Vermont lift the gunpowder ban. This march is Egmont's name all over it. It's supposed to be peaceful, no bloodshed. Apparently, the miners think L. Vermont won't have the guts to use force, so he'll have to listen to their demands. Their plan is to show up during the magistrate's party. They are mad because he's throwing money around while they are all starving. There are several hundreds of workers coming, and they are fired up. They should get there early tomorrow morning. You have the night to get ready. Let's hope you know how to put this intel to good use. You burn the letter in the flame of a candle. As the paper turns to ash, you weigh your options. Egmont wants the protest to be peaceful, but will he be able to keep the angry miners from crossing the line? And Stefan will be at the down party of his. This complicates matters. Either way, Felipe is right. You cannot ignore this. What did you do during this unexpected protest? We can incite a full-fledged riot. Using the last straw, you reveal the full extent of the miners' furious determination. Recruit the Protestants to the last straw. We don't have manipulation. Profit from the havoc. Scheming. Nobles' attention will be focused on the protest tomorrow. Opportunity to enrich yourself at their expense should not go to waste. Or we can alert L. Vermont. The magistrate has to be informed about the approaching threat before Stefan and the other nobles are trapped. So manipulation is low, scheming is low. We can help him. He has to be informed about the approaching threat before Stefan and other nobles are trapped. Or we can incite a full-fledged riot. Using the last straw, you reveal the full extent of the miners' furious determination. If we do the riot, what will happen? Let me see what is our family. Modest reputation. Renowned amongst nobles. I think this would go up. Where is it? Province? No. Yeah, well, the unrest needs to be so much higher. I really don't know. If we alert him, that will help Stefan, I think, and our family. If we incite the riot, that will help the... That will help the unrest. I have no idea what this will do. I think we will alert him. He will like us. Our family will be better. Yeah, Egmont wants the protest to be peaceful, so if we want to go with him, inside the riot would be not great. And I think it would help Felipe. Let's alert him. Elverman has to be told about the upcoming march. You thank Alida for the letter and head to the magistrate's estate at once. The hour is late, the servants receive you coldly, but you insist. They eventually inform Magistrate Elverman of your arrival. They escort you into his office. Brante, you're the last man I expected to see right now. Why the rush? Is something the matter? You quickly relate the content of Felipe's warning to the magistrate. Elverman's face grows beet red with wrath. The arrogant, low-born wretch. So Egmont thinks he's free to do whatever he wants in my city, does he? Well, we'll see about that. This ends here and now. Wait, what? Egmont? What exactly is the magistrate planning for tomorrow, you ask? To your surprise, Elverman snickers. Let him come. He'll be walking right into my trap. I have plenty of time to prepare now. This is a very precious warning indeed. I will remember this, Brante. You are surprised to hear actual respect in the magistrate voice. How is this? I don't understand. It's not his revolt, is it? It's the miners. I don't know. When the sun rises, you head to the north gate to watch Egmont's march from a safe distance. Why is they say it's Egmont's march? He said that it might be Egmont's march, but just because he wants it to be Egmont's march, right? Not because it is. Well, I guess it is now. The miners are dressed in rags, covered in soot and coal dust, hitting buckets with shovels and pickaxes with every step. The rhythm is as loud as it's chaotic. The miners are led by mine owners and industrialists, who are in turn led by Mayor Egmont himself. Yeah, okay, so he was there. His voice can be heard above the incessant din of metal on metal. So I should have supported the thing completely. Okay. Give us back our gunpowder. Give us back our lives. If you want coal or silver, give us back our gunpowder. The entire procession repeats after him, hundreds of voices chanting in unison. The people of Anizote echo their refrain from the windows. Thousands of protesters soon reach the chancellery, but what they find there does not resemble a ball in the slightest. The noble militia is standing before the chancellery gate, forming a line of defense. They are ready for a fight. You spot Stefan amongst the ranks. The gendarmes and legion soldiers garrisoned in the city have blocked all the city's side streets leading out to the square. The miners have no escape route. Despite this, the mob continues to chant and bang on buckets without any fear of the gendarmes. Amid the metallic cacophony, Egmont's words repeat again and again. Bring us back our gunpowder. Bring us back our lives. You want coal and silver. Bring back our gunpowder. Egmont clambers up into a makeshift podium. Workers of Magra, our so-called protectors, are having a feast today. Let them see you with their own eyes. Let them hear you with their own ears. We are the people who harvest the lifeblood of our province day and night in the darkness of the mines. We are the people hidden from the light of day. We are the people who earn riches for our masters. The chant is deafening. Pickaxes and shovels clank against metal. This is the moment of truth. Either El Varmint concedes, or there will be blood. The magistrate faces the people in person, his head held high. The crowd grows silent. You've come here to demand that I violate imperial law, but I will never accept such lawlessness in my city. Leave Anisot immediately, before our Germans and the Legion force you out. The mob responds with a confused murmur. Huh? Egmont is baffled, disoriented, unsure of what to do. He's too slow to react. If you won't listen to reason, Captain... The magistrate gives the signal to attack. The Legion soldiers form a square and advance on the miners, pushing them back with their spikes. Swords begin hacking at the crowd from all sides, but the people refuse to surrender without a fight. Pickaxes and shovels become deadly weapons in the blink of an eye. Follow your brother with your eyes. Under the magistrate's command, the autocrats rush at the miners. They slice through their front lines effortlessly, but go too far and find themselves surrounded. The flat end of a shovel connects with Stefan's head. Your brother falls. So my thinking was that if we warn him, right, then there will not be fight, and Stefan will actually increase the standing with our family. So it was the exact opposite. If I... Oh my god, this game. Alright. You dash to his side through the mob. The sea of humanity buffers you from side to side. You run to your brother, struggling to stay on your feet, tripping over the bodies of those who were not so fortunate. Miraculously, he has not been trampled. You lift Stefan onto your shoulders and carry him through the thick of the fray. The way back is even worse. People are pushing, fleeing, shoving. Cobblestones and rocks whistle above your heads. But somehow, by some strange fluke, you manage to escape. You carry your brother as far away from the Chancellery as you can. You do not look back. Vinny, how did you... You tell Stefan not to speak. He almost got his head cracked open. He just laughs. So you rescued me? But bad for a commoner. He loses consciousness again. You hear cries of victory far behind you. The miners' march has ended in an ignominious defeat. Yeah, this was the exact opposite of what I thought will happen. Well, never mind. It is only thanks to his wealth and connection that Mayor Egmont is spared. All the blame is placed squarely on the miners and workers, those who were unable to flee Anisot in time. 5 miners are publicly executed, and the mine owners face exorbitant fines. We really didn't need the relations. It will be a long while before the miners demand anything from the nobility ever again. Yeah, this was complete failure of decision on my side. Remy El Verman, we don't need you. Order +1. Unrest is free. Unity is for family and relation. Well, this is the thing that I wanted, so... At least we got a reputation and unity. We know that reputation is required for us to, I guess, survive. I don't think that unity is useful, but at least we got something. Some stats? Are we getting any stats? No stats. Great. The procession to the tree. A holiday is coming. A day when the entire empire thanks the twins for the silver tree. the sign they left behind as a reminder of their eternal presence in this world. This momentous occasion is especially important for Anisote, but the clergy cannot agree on how to best celebrate it. Father Leonard has called for all worshippers of the twins to approach the temple of the silver tree and kneel before the sacred relic. But the old clergy balks at the idea of Leonard and the new believers leading the ritual. The day has come. An immense crowd is moving in a procession towards the temple near the silver tree, where Father Leonard awaits. But an inquisitor by the name of Jane stands in their way. She strikes a defiant pose. Confronted by a member of the Holy Order in the Inquisition, the procession reluctantly stops. People turn back. Those who attend Leonard's rite will succumb to the new faith. Those who reject the lots will defy their divine design. You're about to bring the wrath of the gods down upon us all. Open your eyes, go back to your homes and pray to the twins. The procession wants to move, but the people are confused, until Father Leonard himself walks out of the temple to meet Jenny face to face. People of Anisote, no one has the right to deny you the sacred ritual of worshipping at the tree, not even Inquisition. Is such a denial not more likely to provoke the wrath of the twins? The Inquisition must know that the new faith does not seek to challenge or defy the twins. We are merely trying to correct the mistakes of those who came before us. We do not anger the twins, we merely vex those who refuse to accept the dawn of a new age. Jane finds herself between a rock and a hard place, seeing that she has no other choice. Mosquito. Excuse me. Seeing that she has no other choice, she lets the procession pass. The new fate's number have swelled of late. It cannot be stopped now. We are at -1, Schism. The Festival of the Silver Tree. Today is an important holiday. The entire empire is celebrating the Festival of the Silver Tree, which commemorates the parting gift of the twin gods, the divine sapling they planted in our mortal world, in the middle of Anisote. The families of the city spent the day in peace and quiet, contemplating the divine roots that join together all people, their bloodlines, and the entire empire. Mother always oversees this holiday. The day before the festival, she seemed to have shaken off her usual apathy and engaged in the preparations with excitement. It was as though her illness has loosened its grip. Mother gathers the entire family for the holiday meal. Father is in high spirits today, sharing jokes with you and Nathan. Stefan is trying to suppress an atypical agitation. Gloria is the last to join you at the table. She is wearing new breeches with high stockings and yellow vest. Gloria, you are wearing men's clothes again? No, Mother, I'm wearing clothes women are forbidden to wear. Father gives Gloria a stern look. Stefan rolls his eyes but says nothing. Suddenly, Nathan speaks up. A few days ago, in the market, I saw a grocer dressed as Overseer Gaius Tempest. He had a huge carrot for a scepter. He got a sound drubbing, of course, but until then, it was quite a hoot. Everybody laughs at the ridiculous story, relieved. Even Gloria has a smile on her face when she sits down. The feast commences. Your home finally feels warm for a moment. It wasn't so long ago the four of you couldn't even reach up to this table. The first word you say, Gloria, was "gimme." Nathan used to cling to my skirt all the time, almost tearing it, and you, Finny, you couldn't talk at all yet, but your piercing stare was so expressive, it felt as if you were talking to me. Mother looks at Stefan and suddenly grows quiet. When I met Stefan, he was already 3 years old. He was so serious and smooth talker to boot. I remember that he had a music teacher, but he was too shy to play in front of me, So I used to listen from the next room. Stefan's face twitches. Your elder brother rises and moves to the old harp. What? Old harpsichord? His fingers fly gracefully over the keys. A melody fills the house, melancholy and sweet. The last note lingers in the air. The silence falls. The family is awestruck. Words fail you all. Who wrote that? A nobleman from the capital, between drinking a glass of wine and beating a servant? Your sister's cunning remark puts an end to the warm, cozy atmosphere. Stefan calmly turns to face her. No, it was I who composed this piece of music. It's called Mother. Mother rises to her feet. She would have needed help to do this just recently, but now she treads unassisted towards Stefan and draws him close. Stefan puts his arm around his stepmother's waist, then detaches himself awkwardly. May the twin gods bless you, Lydia. Gloria considers this scene with thinly veiled fury in her eyes. Of course, highborn nobles like Stefan are made for the arts. They are the only ones lucky enough to have a soul and experience inspiration. Unlike us, the lowborn, we aren't supposed to feel anything but suffering, let alone express it in a poetry. Everyone notices that Gloria is clutching pages filled with writing, her poems. Your sister casts a mournful gaze at the family, and her eyes rest on you. Let Gloria read her poems, so I'm the head of the family. You persuade the family that Gloria has the right to read her poems. Let the mother calm Gloria down. Your sister is not to indulge in versification. Let her read her poems. I mean, who cares? You rise from your seat and speak. In your speech, you wholeheartedly support your sister. Gloria had the misfortune to be born a commoner, but she is still entitled to express her feelings. Why is Stefan the only one who has the right to delight Mother with his creation? Every member of our family should be equal. But what about her lost son? Gloria is permitting herself to practice the noble activities, thus branching the divine order. You softly explain to Mother that times have changed. Now the art isn't just a pleasure for the nobles, it's also a trade plied by many commoners. More and more lone-born tradespeople are taking up the pen and ink rather than hammer. This is now their labor and their suffering. Mother lets out a heavy sigh, but yields to the onslaught of your inspired speech. Emboldened by your support, Gloria steps into the center of the room. Her eyes are fixed on Father. A stranger and a bastard, I am called. I am. I am. But still I long for you to say that I am yours, and melt the ice cold that burns within my heart both night and day. My mother and my brothers are all neat, but I feel cold as though we were apart, ashamed, yet still compelled to make you hear. I long to hold you closely to my heart. I'm a stranger, this is my only crime, forgive me. Oh, but mercy is forbidden. I hope you will see, if not forgive, in time my bitter love, both joyous and well hidden. Father stares in her in bewilderment. Gloria, Stefan springs to his feet and leaves for his chambers, slamming the door behind him. I don't feel so well, Nathan. Son, please help me to my room. Mother leaves the room, leaning on Nathan's arm. The celebration is cut short. So +1 with Gloria, -1 with you, unexpected. Unity -1, of course.